this shit.
Right. You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
A man out here that would tell you that I'm crazy, that I'm emotionally unstable, that I am aggressive. There's also a man out here that will tell you that he's never felt as appreciated and respected, that I have created the safest space for him. When he's around me, he feels nurtured and taken care of, and a huge sense of peace. I want you to believe both of these men. You get the woman that you breed. Whatever you give me is what I'm going to incubate and give back to you. So if you're showing up in confusion, you're gaslighting me, you're ghosting me, you're in and out, you haven't made your intentions clear, you're not being honest, you blocked me from your Instagram stories when you was really out in Tulum with Brittany. Yeah, I'm a lunatic, okay? I'm a lunatic. But if you show up in clarity, you're an alpha, you know how to lead, you made this a safe space, you love me out loud, you'll get a totally different person.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Man, yes, sir.
Liquor license?
A what?
A liquor license. Was she a dyke, a lesbian?
You're just a flightless bird.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? Sure enough. I can't hear you. Sure enough.
You're not gonna hate man.
Yeah. Let's get right into it, man. Fuck it. We could curse, we could do whatever. We ain't getting no we're not in the algo like that. Just can't play the original Pop the Balloon, but I got the BBW Pop the Balloon. It's crazy. So we all know that these gladiators are everything you thought they were. Just put it like that. They're everything you thought they were. And
now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Everything you thought they were and more. That's why I'm here, to bring you the and more. So today we'll cover some more gladiator stuff. This gladiator stuff will be, Bernie, what's good? Matter of fact, I'm not going to say what the gladiator stuff is going to be. I'm going to just play this shit. Let's cook them up.
All right, y'all. So this is everything I got, y'all. I got my whole closet. I'm breaking everything down. I got all of these clothes. Y'all, this is really a lesson learned for me to not, like, you always have to have a plan B, or it's just best to do stuff on your own. And the only reason I have my own place, but the only reason why we agreed to move together, because it's like, okay, we got to help each other, somebody got work, we got somebody just be in the house to help, watch the kids. Like, my sister have a kid, I got a kid, like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and it was never none of that in this house. So I just do want to.
Okay, so far we have a house, right? And we have two women and the smoke detector.
A lesson learned for me to not, like, you always have to have a plan B, or it's just best to do stuff on your own. And the only reason I have my own place, but the only reason why we agreed to move together, because it's like, okay, we got to help each other, somebody got work, we got somebody just be in the house to help, watch the kids. Like, my sister have a kid, I got a kid, like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and it was never none of that in this house. So I just do want to take the time out to thank God that I'm going through the situation, because it's just a lesson learned. Like, it's definitely a lesson learned, and just I'm ready to get out and get my own stuff anyway. So I'm trying to see the bigger picture of this stuff, y'all. And all in all, y'all, brother called police on me. I ended up spending like $800 to get my car out the tow yard and pay.
Whoa! So we're listening to a woman who allegedly lived with her sister. She's putting her out, I guess, and her brother called the cops on her.
I'm ready to get out and get my own stuff anyway. So I'm trying to see the bigger picture of this stuff, y'all. And all in all, y'all, brother called the police on me. I ended up spending like $800 to get my car out the tow yard and paying for insurance. Then I had to bail my baby daddy out. Then we had to pay for application fee, which was $300 something. We paying for U-Hauls and storage units, and then we got paid down payment. Y'all, all in all, I done came out almost $3,000, $4,000 plus the money, the $1,700 that he won't give me back. So now I had to take him to court on that. And it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I just want to get far away from my family. I promise, like, as soon as I get my money, I'm never, ever talking to them ever again. Like, I have nothing for them. They have nothing for me. And it's healthy and it's best if I separate myself from my own family, which is sad to say, but my family is just, they're not good people. They're spiteful and they're evil. And I don't know, they're evil. Like, they're evil. They're doing the devil's work for real. I just hate that nobody thought about my daughter. Who's my daughter, y'all? I kept telling my mom, like, tell your son, just send me my rent and we're good. No, nobody was doing none of that. They're like, but if you want me to watch your daughter, I can. You're not watching a fuck ass thing of mine. It's like, well, she's good. We're gonna figure it out. Like, even if I'm on the side of the road, my baby's gonna be right there with me. We're gonna figure it out, y'all. So I just need everybody to pray for me. My family's just crazy, y'all. But when that incident happened, my child's father, his family was there for me. I stopped talking to my mom for 3 years. I'm not sure why I even let her back in my life, y'all. Like, sometimes you just gotta let people go their separate ways, and you go your separate ways, and you gotta kind of like, I would say let them from a distance, not even let them from a distance. You just gotta leave people alone. You gotta leave people where they stand. And my mom, my whole family is just somebody I just need to leave where they stand. Like,
Well, where's your father? So a lot of times these women, you know, when they grow up, not only do they have certain complications dealing with their own body, they have family, and we talk about sisters and mothers and everything that just cause crazy complications. She had to bail her baby daddy out of jail. I don't know what that's about, but his family makes her back him up. I mean, just a whole circle of shit. But this is just one example. I just wanted to get you started here.
I spent so much money over nothing, y'all. All of this over Chick-fil-A. This is what they left me to clean up, y'all. This is my sister's room.
You gotta look it up sometime.
Oh, so her sister did her crib. I don't know. Whatever's going on. Let me move on, man. I didn't want to do too much of that anyway. Let's go.
Get me? Like, are y'all keeping up with it? So once that happened, he like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Off rip, he already like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just get my baby something to eat, and I see how it be while we not here on some shit. My brother peeped it too, and he asked me, he like, oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm hungry. So then my baby daddy whole thing is like, why y'all downstairs in the garage eating, and my baby's hungry? So my sister basically said that she forgot to get me something, and they asked my baby daddy, you want me to go get her something to eat? And he said, nah, it's fine. Like, at that point, he mad because, like, what do you mean? Do I want you to go get her? I'm here now. Like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm here now. Get me? Like, are y'all keeping up with it? So once that happened, he like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Off rip, he already like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just get my baby something to eat, and I see how it be while we not here on some shit. My brother peeped it too, and he asked me, he like, oh yeah, I saw that. I was gonna ask you, did you want me to go get her something? Like, no, y'all, it's all cool. Like, it's cool. I appreciate you, Dominique, on that half. I appreciate you for that. But it's okay, because both of y'all don't have to do it, but it's just a simple fact. Like, my daughter upstairs, both her parents not home to fend for her. So I text my sister. I said, you just be moving weird. I don't know what else to say. Like, if I was home and had a car, that's understandable because I'm here. My baby upstairs damn near by herself all day while I'm at work. I put out snacks for her to fend for herself. But if you was gonna grab y'all something to eat and sit in the car, you might as well should have sat in the parking lot. Like, you could have did it in the parking lot.
Bernie, what's good, player? She got an excuse for being nasty, yes. But not only that, shit is wild. So these people are my daughter is doing her internship in Manhattan this summer. She came and kicked it with me before she left. We working on our relationship. Now that's a great thing, man. My God. I like good news, son. It's one thing I like. I like good news at all times. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sorry for bringing this garbage into it. But what I wanted to say is, so this woman lives with her sister, but she knows she gonna see the bitch, but she texts the woman. Like, these people are horrible people, man.
I felt that. So having an issue with going to go pick my child's father up from work because he didn't have a car. So that was another thing I was addressing too. So that's what he's talking about. But then he's like, everybody just need to fend for themselves. So this was March 13th, you guys. Y'all keep up. This was March 13th. So I'm like, okay. Like, I called my mom about it, and she was mad, but she was like, you want me to buy her something to eat? I'm just like, no. Like, my feelings just hurt, y'all. Just let me vent at this point. Like, my feelings hurt, and I can't believe she did that. Like, I'm not doing no crazy shit about it. I'm not storming out mad. Like, I'm just venting. Let me vent. Okay, y'all. So that goes by. That was March. And then we get into April. And this is April, and he finally got his schedule changed to where he get off at 3 p.m. and then I can go to work at 5 p.m. So my child father stops and get my daughter Chick-fil-A. He got her Chick-fil-A and did grab my niece and things. So when he came.
Now remember, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is what happened. Chick-fil-A started the first story. Let's go. This is the girl from the first story.
Home, my brother always looking on the video camera. So he looked on the video camera and saw that my child's father had one child Chick-fil-A bag. My brother called me and was like, he only got something for Promise. And I'm like, yeah, he just grabbed her something to eat real quick since he's not going to be cooking. He don't know how to cook, and him and Promise going to be here all day with no car. Me not even thinking nothing about it or thinking too deep into it. I'm not even like, yeah, he just got her something to eat. I'm not even thinking like, oh, wow, you didn't get late nothing to eat because y'all, her mom is right here. Her mom is in the room to get up and make her something to eat. She been home all day. She probably already ate. My daughter been here all day. I woke up late. I had to work. I got off work at 3 freaking a.m. So I'm waking up like 2 p.m. My daughter been up the whole time and haven't ate at all. Y'all, she haven't ate at all. So he just stopped and got her something to eat. I didn't even know he was getting her nothing to eat too, y'all. That's the thing. I know he gonna feed her when he get with her or in her hands or when, when they get, but I just won't think nothing of y'all. So he got mad. My brother got mad and stormed out the house, slammed the door, and went to go get my daughter something to eat. Went to go get my niece something to eat. So I called him. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you slamming the door? He like, because that's messed up. How y'all gonna get for one and not get for the other? I'm like, he literally just got Promise. I didn't even get nothing to eat. Like, he literally just got, and I'm in Promise bag. I'm eating her fries. Like, he literally just got his daughter something to eat so she can have something to eat and she good for the night while I'm gone until I get back on to the next day. Then I hear my mama on the phone. I didn't even know my mama was on the phone. So I hear her, don't worry about it, Dominique. I seen the money. I seen the money. I'm gonna just come get late. So that's one less person I gotta worry about. Y'all, that hurts my feelings because y'all are dragging it as if we purposely didn't get Leilani something to eat when her mom is right here. And even in her mom's video, her mom made a video and she said how Leilani, of course, Leilani was sick that day. She was throwing up. So she was at school. And Diamond, main thing was like, I had already made her something to eat. She had already ate, but y'all know Leilani like to eat. My mom was saying she like to eat. So y'all should have got her something to eat because she probably would want to eat again. But it's just like, y'all are dragging it. Like, her mom was there. She ate. My baby ate all day. Her daddy, the one that got it. Anytime I get food, I get for both of the girls. Anytime Diamond's not there, Fredo get for both of the girls. We get pizza so we could share it. So we're not spending like $30. We get pizza so that we could share it with the girls. Like,
are you guys keeping up? I know it's fucked up. But are you keeping up? Chick-fil-A, pizza, children. Chick-fil-A, pizza, and children. Okay?
I don't know why everybody trying to make it seem like nobody ever gets my chipmunk anything. Nobody ever gets my niece anything to eat. But I'm like, at this point, y'all dragging it. So I hear my mom on the phone and she's saying that, and that fake hurt my feelings. So now I'm like, okay, girl, because now you being messy and you doing a lot. Like, you ain't had to say all that. That was my main thing. Like, you talking about you about to come get her, so there's one less person we got to worry about. We're not worried. Like, nobody's worried. He just got his daughter something. So yeah. So I expressed that. I started arguing with my mom and them, and then I said Diamond gets $500 in food stamps. She has food in here to get up and make her something to eat. I'm not about to get up and cook none of hers. I don't get up and cook none of my sister's food stamps. I don't cook none of her stuff. If I'm going to make me something, I go to the store and I make it because that's y'all's food stamps, and I'm not taking out of. I get my sister to say anything that I buy in the house is for y'all. Okay, that's nice. Like, I love that. Like, even if she get milk and Promise drink some milk, my mom made a comment about that because I know the baby drinking the milk. She do. My daughter loves milk, and she do be drinking the milk. But what does that have to do with the groceries? Like, the milk is there. Maybe I shouldn't have gave my daughter some of her milk sometime. I don't know, y'all. But needless to say, I ended up arguing with my mama and I argued with my brother over that. And he went downstairs and slammed the door. So I opened my door and I'm like, stop slamming the door. It's not that deep. So then we get to arguing again. And he like, I got something for you. My job, my brother got a phone in his name and I paid the phone bill on it. So he went and cut the phone off. So when I got ready to call my baby daddy, I was like, I know exactly what he about to do. So I tried to call my baby daddy and he turned the phone off. So I'm like, why would you turn the phone off? All of this over some Chick-fil-A. We start arguing. I'm arguing with my mom on the phone. We just going back and forth. And then I'm like, you just doing too much. He was like, nah, I show you doing too much. Something. Then he called the police. Because I ain't had no insurance. I got pulled over. And this was, when did I get pulled over? I gotta keep my receipts coming, y'all, because y'all, my feelings is dead hurt. And I don't like how they.
So You get it so far. You have a baby with these gladiators, and as you can see, the babies in these gladiators' homes is sick. This is what you get. If you don't have a bad box, you have this sort of motherly representation. And I know she's trying her best. That's the fucked up part. You know, she's actually trying her best. She's just been programmed all wrong. That bitch said, yo, we had Chick-fil-A, we had pizza. And that's that shit Donald Trump cut. The bitch, her sister get $500 in food stamps. You know they buying all goodies and you know, shit like that. So just, you know, like I say, it's more on the raising of the children than anything else. But it all ties back into you wanting to get this black pussy or this program pussy. You worried about the way a woman looks. If you knock her up, you fuck. If you tie in too deep, you fucked. You get with her family, you fuck. I believe she said her family got her baby daddy arrested. Like all of this is because of pussy, King.
They trying to go on social media and trying to make it sound like I'm lying or I'm pulling it out the ass or, you know, I had to pay what y'all owe or y'all had to surrender the property, give up the property by May 14th. At this point, y'all, it's the 11th. Money. Then I got another text message asking, can I send another $300 and then a $50 fee? No, I paid my half. So my brother basically wanted me to pay my sister half, pay a portion of my sister half, but I didn't have it. So they said they were gonna figure it out. That next day, my sister like, he's on his way to go pay it. It was in the morning time. She said he was on his way to go pay it. I'm like, okay, fine, perfect. Didn't hear nothing else, y'all. I didn't hear nothing else. This was like May 7th. So May 7th come by, May 8th come by, May 9th, May 10th. We get past May 11th. We still not talking. And then we get a note at the door. I left a note in the hotel room. But the note basically says that y'all had to pay what y'all owe or y'all had to surrender the property, give up the property by May 14th. At this point, y'all, it's the 11th. I have 2 days to either give the money or we get evicted on the 14th. So now me and my baby daddy, we upset. So we call my sister and she's like, I didn't even know this was going on. Oh my gosh. So then I go and I ask my brother to send us the money. He's like, he not sending us the money until I give him his phone. I'm like, bro, you doing all of this after you done let me get a phone in your name and now you reneging and want it back because you're upset. So I'm just like, bro, at this point, just let me get the vlog because we took my baby to Disney World. I vlogged it. Just let me get my daughter's birthday vlog off of it, edit it, post it, bro, and you can have your phone back. My child father like, no, we need our money now. Just give him the phone. So I deleted everything, wiped everything out, and I just gave him the phone back. Like, here, take the phone, just give us our rent money. He like, no, you're not getting your rent money because you got my car keys. You got my spare car key. I keep telling you, I don't have your spare car key. If I had your spare car key, I would have gave it to you so you could give me my rent. Like, it's never been that deep. What am I gonna do with your spare car key? So now I feel like you're just trying to hold my money. You probably already spent it. So now we both get mad. So now him and my baby daddy get into an argument. They have words back and forth.
There you have it. There you have it. That's what pussy can get you into right there. You fighting her brother. Damn.
And my brother called my baby daddy sassy. So my boyfriend started calling him gay. Like, nigga, you're the one that's gay. Like, you call me sassy because I'm like, y'all trying to call him.
Hold on, Pep. Hold on, Pep. Bernie. Hopefully you there, man. Bernie. Now the story makes sense. Her brother is gay. Gay men are very mean towards women. And they'll fight men. These are violent people. I get it now. Oh.
Baby daddy get into an argument. They have words back and forth. And my brother called my baby daddy sassy.
So the gay man calls the heterosexual man sassy.
Him and my baby daddy get into an argument. They have words back and forth. And my brother called my baby daddy sassy. So my boyfriend started calling him gay. Like, nigga, you're the one that's gay. Like, you call me sassy because I'm like, y'all trying to call him out his name and do all that because he's upset. He has every right to be. Y'all fucking with where his child lay his head at, and now we all have to fend and figure out where we finna go and what we finna do, because it seems like y'all already got everything planned out. Y'all already got everything under y'all belt. And then my mama on the phone as well, being messy. What you need me to do? You need me to call the police? You want me to call the police? Like, why are you not telling him it's wrong? Like, why is nobody telling him it's wrong? Then my sister like, yeah, I keep telling him, I don't believe that you're telling him. Why I don't believe that you, she might be, y'all. I'm just mad. Like, let somebody do something. But yeah, so my baby daddy got mad and they get to arguing. My brother called the police on my baby daddy because they arguing. The police came. They asked him what's going on. I told them the situation. They like, technically, we can't make him give you the rent money. Y'all had to take it to civil court. I'm like, bro, like, we just want rent money and everybody can go their separate ways and we just figure it out. Like, they're like, yeah, we can't make him give you the rent money. Y'all have to file a claim and take him to civil court. So the police ended up leaving. My baby daddy and my brother ended up arguing again, and my baby daddy moves the car up. Like, because my brother's car's in the garage and my car's right here. So my baby daddy moved the car up a little bit. So my brother can't leave nowhere. And he's basically like, bro, just give me my rent money and we good. So my brother calls the police again. Police come out and they was like, you can't block a man because now you trying to hold him in. Mind y'all, his other car is outside, so he could really leave if he really want to. You got two cars. Your other car is behind mine, so you can really leave if you want to. My baby daddy just trying to, make a point, like, bro, just give me my rent money. And then we can all go our separate ways. So my baby daddy ended up moving the car back and let my brother move his car out. And he put his car on the side of the road, y'all. Like, I'm like, you did all this calling the police, like you had somewhere to go. Like, so police ended up having my baby daddy move the car back, and then the police left. Police left. Then my baby daddy and my brother get arguing again. As they arguing, my brother like, I'm finna go get my gun. I'm about to pop you. So my baby daddy like, pop who? Like, who you finna pop with your gun? Like, who you threatening to pop? And then
there you have it, fam. There you have it, fam. There you go, fam. Whoa, hold on. This dude Key, hold on. Key is feeling good today. Hold on, man. We might have to turn the show up for Key, because this is very important. Magical Family, Bernie and the Prince, thanks for the show. We could perform in front of 7 or 7,000. I have learned a lot in such a short period of time. Y'all appreciate that, pimp. That's one thing that, it's not cool all the time, but we grind. And we show, hey, ain't nobody got to be watching. The show must go on. It is what it is, man. I appreciate that, man, because you got to realize I'm just here cooking.
After they arguing and doing all of that arguing, my baby daddy goes inside and he's mad at this point. So he hit the wall. It made a hole in the wall. So my brother go outside and he stands in front of the camera.
So the gay dude threatens the straight dude to gun him down.
Pop who? Like, who you finna pop with your gun? Like, who you threatening to pop? And then after they arguing and doing all of that arguing, my baby daddy goes inside and he's mad at this point. So he hit the wall. It made a hole in the wall. So my brother go outside and he stands in front of the camera and he's just like, help, Diamond, help. And then he calls the police again. He tried to tell the police that he felt like he feared for his life.
Excuse me, fam. See what these cameras did? See what these cameras did? These cameras allowed niggas that's soft to do this bullshit. See? You cannot, there will never be respect had, because I can't enforce that on you, and the cameras will enforce me to be in jail. I am at a loss, especially with a homosexual.
Oh.
Yo, the nigga's yelling help. He's yelling help in front of the camera. Dog, this is what happened to the black community.
Like, help, Diamond, help. And then he calls the police again. He tried to tell the police that he felt like he feared for his life and he just can't be in the same house as my baby daddy.
Oh.
And he did a lot, y'all. Like, did a lot, trying to make it seem like he just was so fearful of his life, y'all, when all my baby daddy was trying to tell him, just give us our money back. Police came, ended up locking up my baby daddy, and then my mama on the phone saying slick stuff too. So my baby daddy arguing with my mama too, and then she says, they need to deport you."
I do want to get that. It's a couple of clips I want to get. A Key, it's a couple of clips I want to get. I want to get the Friday, ever. I want to get ever, and then I want to get that one. So let's screw this bitch. Because I want to move on anyway. Hold on, screw this bitch. I cannot believe it. Oh my goodness. Bernie, this for you. Hey, Bernie. Bernie, this for you, Bernie, from Key.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It is you! I cannot believe it! Oh.
Greetings, Your Highness.
Please stop bowing, please.
I am a loyal citizen of Zamunda.
Yes, but you're going to spill your beverages.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Yes, it was very nice meeting you too. Excuse me.
Please. May I just have my picture taken with you? Oh, I will cherish this experience for the rest of my life. The rest of my life.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It is you! I cannot believe it!
Bernie, man, you shining out here, son. I'm definitely gonna clip that. But anyway, let's go. All right, Bernie, your time to shine before we do the fun pop the balloon stuff, Bernie.
Okay, guys. The doctor just came to me and told me that she's okay. And she's staying overnight. So she will be picked up tomorrow morning. But everything went okay. It's the time I be picking with her. Pulling on her ear. Say hello to your YouTube friends. She's saying hi, y'all.
I know, guys. Sometimes I have to make you feel a little sad for the gladiators. Sometimes. It's tough, man. I mean, like this one is more so like, I'm always interested in behind most pussy is a man. And behind most bullshit that has to be dealt with is a man. It's fucked up. It really is, man. You know, that other dude had the baby with that girl. He got to fight the gay brother. They called the police on him. He got evicted. He went to jail. He eventually got evicted. We could go back and check it later. But yeah, man, if I could do anything but just show you the sinister behavior of the gladiator, from being nice, from being healthy, from family, from it's everything. A lot of brothers say, yo, you got to walk a fine line. And we just say, nah, you got to be dead serious. Like, you cannot play. And I'm talking about all the way up into goddamn health and sickness. Sorry.
We're going to just let her rest. It is 1:46. She's been out surgery since 10:45, but the stuff they got her, ooh-wee, she ain't come out of it yet. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's 1:46. But got her going.
Like you just have contractions, but I don't have a uterus anymore, so it's like crazy. I'll stop dating number 6. My main symptoms is just like the cramping, like right at the top of my hoo-ha. It's like cramping, like you're just having contractions, but I don't have a uterus anymore, so it's like crazy. But the cramping and I've been taking I've been taking gas X. Real life, y'all, real life. Can't really see any difference it made. I've been drinking lots of ginger. Fever. My doctor's office just called to check on me. My doctor, he's in surgery right now, but I have a follow-up on Thursday. So I don't know why the pain is not getting better. And now, like, new symptom is like I don't feel the urge to pee. But like I'm like, oh, I ain't peed in like 4 or 5 hours. I ain't peed in like 6 hours. Let me go pee. I have to sit there, and then eventually it comes out. But like, why don't I have the urge to pee? You guys, this has been so excruciating and so painful. I feel so useless because it's like I should have started feeling better by now. So why don't I feel better? Why is the pain feel so bad?
Don't laugh. Don't you dare laugh. And you gotta sit and take all that black man. Yo, Bernie, man. We say women are rough and tough and all that stuff. Women are rough and tough. Hey, do you get the title now? That bitch out there, she with her baby daddy fighting, getting evicted, staying in a hotel, eating fucking pizza and Chick-fil-A and fucking milkshakes. And this is what happens after all of that. Brandon, what's good?
I feel so useless because it's like I should have started feeling better by now. So why don't I feel better? Why is the pain feel so bad? I'm taking ibuprofen. I don't like taking the oxycodone he gave me, but it was like twice I've had to take it just so I can go to sleep. But that's the only update I have for today. I'm just hurting right now, so I'm about to. I didn't want to wake Brianna up. She came over yesterday and she's been here with me. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's actually a good morning yesterday. But finally I gave in. I took a oxycodone pill. I don't like taking narcotics at all. But a girl had to give in. So I took that with Benadryl because narcotics make me itch very bad, like a crackhead in withdrawal or something. I don't know. But I itch like really, really bad. So I took it and I fell asleep because I got a fever again yesterday. It was low grade. It was only like around 100. I think it was 100.8. And then
there you have it. 100.8 fever. 100.8 fever. I mean, it's all good. I mean, long as the woman's alive. My cousin was on Pop the Balloon. Which one?
By the time my husband got home, it was like 99.8. But I took the Tylenol. And then by the time my husband got home, it was like 99.8.
And by the time my husband got home, it was 99.8. What is the key? My husband. You know? I mean, this is what it is, man. I do say, like, you know, some of my gladiators, I say sometimes, yo, I'm happy for you being healthy. Like, I'm happy for you being healthy. Oh, we're going to check that.
But I took the Tylenol with the oxycodone and my fever broke. And then I felt so much better when I woke up. I fell asleep. I woke up, I was like sweating. So I was like, oh, my fever must have broke. I was like all sweaty and stuff. And then the pain was like virtually
gone. I didn't feel anything. That was the first time I had been pain-free, didn't feel anything. And so then my husband was like, you want to eat? And I hadn't eaten all day because I just didn't have an appetite. I was just in so much pain. So he fixed me dinner. I ate, and that was a mistake because the pain came back. So I was like, I'm not taking another pill like that. I'll take some ibuprofen. So I took some ibuprofen. It did nothing. You know, y'all know I live on ibuprofen. But like, it did nothing. So I was like, I'm not taking no more medicine. I'm just going to tough it out. So I sleep with my pillow. This is like my new best friend. I sleep with this pillow like propped up between my legs. And I fell asleep. I woke up this morning. I was having a little bit of pain when my husband left for work. But I was like, it's manageable.
Clearly, that man ain't getting no pussy last night. Clearly, that man ain't getting no head last night. That's why I say, like, for you guys to watch these other panels where they get to talk bad about men, over here, you see that as the furthest thing from the truth, what a man is really doing for these women and why. And like Bernie said, on top of that, paying. On top of that, paying.
But right now, girl, feel pretty good. Essentially, like nothing. So I just have like, my only thing is I still don't feel the urge to go to the bathroom. Get feed around. Last time I went to the bathroom probably was around like 7 or 8 yesterday. And then I went this morning, like probably like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, I got some relief and I started feeling pretty decent. I took a shower and I fell asleep first, and then I woke up. I took a shower. I was watching some stuff on my phone. And I had ate some dinner. My husband had brought some food back because Bria had a band concert and he went to that. And then he got some food on his way back home. And I ate a little bit of it. And oh my God, the pain came back. But I just took another Benadryl because I didn't want to take a pain pill. I was still itching from the first pain pill. So I took a Benadryl and I fell asleep. And I slept for a while. And
It's hard, I know, bro. And Queen Megan said men are incapable of love. That's a lie. That is a lie. Hands down. We don't got to talk about it. I have showed it. These women will tell you firsthand. You can't tell this woman that man is not the most important thing to her right now. Only one that gives a damn. Because he knows. Well, and they both know. He's trying to get this pussy right. He's been fleeced. He's suffering.
I woke up this morning. I've been in pain ever since I woke up this morning. I'm in so much pain right now. And I take the pain pills to make me a little sleepy.
Ma'am, are you taking any questions? Do you think your man could get some fucking head or something tonight? And I know that's insensitive, but he's the one that's suffering when you think that you are. And I understand it's a physical versus just life thing. The man's suffering. He has to worry about you. He's worried. You just came out of surgery. We don't know what could happen, infections or anything. Just because you did something don't mean you are in the clear.
They help with pain for a few hours, but it comes right back. And I don't think it's the pain from the hysterectomy. I just feel like there's something else wrong. But I have an appointment with my doctor tomorrow. And if he don't give me some answers, then I am going to go to the ER because I've taken this for as long as I can. This is post-op day 8, I think. Yeah, it's post-op. No, post-op day 9. Day 9. I should not be having this kind of pain. And not feeling the urge to pee. And when I do, it's like so painful. I don't know what's wrong. But I feel like within my heart of heart, something is wrong. But then part of me is like, you go there and they do tests and then they don't find nothing. But I know I'm hurting. So like, I don't know. Being a nurse is not helping this situation because it makes me second guess myself all the time because I know when patients come in pain, I know what we're going to do for them. And sometimes they don't leave with answers. And that's my problem. I'm scared I won't leave with no answers. I don't know.
So she's a nurse. So she's a nurse, right? She's a nurse and she knows how the hospitals treat people. And she's worried that she's going to get the same treatment, which is not good. These sisters are something else, man. They always end up telling on themselves on how they are not good to black people because they could extend the rules for black people. But at that point, she'll follow the rules. Guess what's going to happen to her? They're going to follow the rules on her ass.
Being a nurse is not helping this situation because it makes me second guess myself all the time because I know when patients come in pain, I know what we're going to do for them. And sometimes they don't leave with answers. And that's my problem. I'm scared I won't leave with no answers. I don't know. But that's all. I'll talk to y'all later because I'm hurting too bad to talk anymore.
What's up, fam? MVP squad. This is post out day 10, I think. I don't know, y'all. I be losing count. Yeah, today Thursday. Disappointment today. So I just got back home probably about 15 minutes ago. And I had to come lay down because I'm hurting so bad. So I found out what's causing my pain. So I talked to my doctor and I told him what's been going on. And he thought I had went to the hospital when I had talked to him on last Saturday. But I talked to him on last Saturday because I was running fever and I had fever for a few days. Last Saturday, Sunday, I got a fever on Monday too. I had a fever for a few days. I don't remember. But yesterday I didn't have no fever. Today I don't have no fever. So he said I have an abscess at my vaginal cuff. So the vaginal cuff is going to remove your uterus.
There you go. We've learned something new today, guys. Don't ever say you ain't learned nothing on the internet. A vaginal cuff. A vaginal cuff. Never heard that term.
But yesterday I didn't have no fever. Today I don't have no fever. So he said I have an abscess at my vaginal cuff. So the vaginal cuff is going to remove your uterus. I guess like that little, he described it as like a little spot like that. And I have an abscess there. Because I was told him, I said, it hurts on the inside. Like my incisions where he did for my hysterectomy, none of that hurts. So that's a better angle. Girl looking rough in these streets. I put my nightgown back on. But anyways, so none of the area where he did the thing he was pressing, none of that hurt. So then he said, I want to go use one finger. Because I was like, sir, you said nothing in my vagina for 8 weeks. So
nothing in my vagina for 8 weeks. So the man had to deal with her letting her vagina fail while he was married to her the whole time. So he watched it fail. It failed to the point to where she needed to have it reconstructed. He gets the reconstruction to get it fixed, and nothing can go into it for 8 weeks. Man. Woo. Woo. Now, who's causing who pain in the marriage?
So he goes and does a bimanual exam with his finger, and he pressed. And at first it was okay. It's a little uncomfortable, but he hit the spot, I guess, where that thing is at. Because, oh, my God. I thought I was going to jump out there. It brought tears straight to my eyes. I started crying. And I've been hurting ever since he did that. So he put me on 2 antibiotics. So I'm on doxycycline and Flagyl. He said, for this, I don't want to put you in the hospital. And I was like,
we heard of Flagyl before. We heard of Flagyl before, class. Class. Flagyl was with the, see, you saw that? Oh. We've heard of Flagyl before. Flagyl was the antibiotics that they give them for the bacterial vaginosis. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. So the bad bacteria in her vagina caused the abscess. Oh, shit. Cyst form. Oh.
And I've been hurting ever since he did that. So he put me on 2 antibiotics. So I'm on doxycycline and Flagyl. He said, for this, I don't want to put you in the hospital. And I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I work in the hospital. So I got to go back tomorrow to see him again. I guess so he can see how I'm doing. But now I'm kind of regretting not going to the hospital.
Wow. So see, they don't think we know what Flagyl is. See that? They don't think we know what Flagyl is. She thinks she could just say shit. Nah, we know what that is. That's that BV antibiotic. Oh, shit. Look at the pussy that man chose. Because it's his fault. I mean, he got fleeced of not knowing, but still and still, he chose that pussy. He chose, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, a key word came up, Key. Flagell. We heard that. We covered that.
Hospital because maybe I won't be able to better bad. So I think I'm going to take a pain pill.
What I teach you niggas, all they do, and this is whether they fucked up or not, they live on medications, huh? These people are drugged up more than you know, and they have these different moods when you interact with them in public. Upset, down, looking stupid in the face, everything you could think of. They're on all sorts of medications, holding constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis. I mean, brothers, you have no idea what these people are dealing with.
I took more pain pills than I've ever taken in my entire life because I don't like narcotics. But at least I get some sleep. That's pretty much all they do. The pain eases up for a little bit, but it comes right back. But anyways, that's the update for today, guys. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Oh.
My baby end up like this. But I'm in the ER. After seeing my doctor for a follow-up today. So
after seeing her doctor for a follow-up, she's back in the ER. Damn, if he had the Pussycat Facts report, he would have wifed or he wouldn't have wifed her. Which one?
I keep y'all posted. Post-op day, whatever.
So she had the surgery. Things went bad. She developed a scenario where she had to take some different antibodies for her box. And she had a follow-up appointment with the doctor. Doctor knew what he was doing. Man, we got to get you to the ER. You're going to fuck around and, drop on my watch.
Whatever this is, I'm losing count. About to have an ultrasound.
Sheesh.
Welcome back to another video.
Now this is something I always teach you guys. The Pussycat Facts report makes other women feel better than women who don't have a good Pussycat Facts report.
Good morning, AVP Squad. Welcome back to another.
Hello? Somebody's smiling for real and somebody's smiling for fake. Okay? Other women will be proud to know that their box has a better Pussycat Facts report than the other. That's sitting right next to them. What I teach you.
Good morning, AVP Squad. Welcome back to another video. I guess it's still part of my post-op because I haven't recorded in forever. But I'm at the doctor. I'm on my way to the doctor or whatever. But I want to show y'all something. It's a chicken possibly. A chicken. Oh, hold on. It's chicken burst. Let me get that. I got it fixed. Hold on. There you go. The chicken burst. Rihanna got a chicken pocket. Chicken burst. This girl got a chicken pocket. A chicken burst. Only my own. I want to show y'all something. It's a chicken pocket. A chicken burst. Only my child. A chicken, y'all. And y'all think I'm a crazy chicken lady. This girl got a chicken burst. Oh, hold on.
There you have it. Big sis. She got them big legs. I knew I saw something down there. She got them big old legs, man. Like I said, man, we all got to do better by these diets, man.
Let me get that. I got it fixed. Hold on. There you go. The chicken burst. Rihanna got a chicken pocket. Chicken burst. Hey guys, so my doctor said that he was glad I was feeling better. I am feeling a lot better. So things went well with that. So he said that I'm clear to start driving again. So I don't need a driver. Brianna drove me today. So I'd like to thank my children for all their help with driving me around and for picking Brielle up.
So that who knows? Could have been the bitch daughter. Who knows? But yeah, these are the things that can happen to you, fellas. You got to be careful. If you're going to wife a woman, you should know the real, okay? We still got more to cover, and we got the Pop the Balloon coming up.
Me. Like I said before, I've not gone in for major wrong. And one of the reasons is they find something, God forbid, cancerous, right? The other risk factor is that you lose too much blood and you have to have a blood transfusion. That is something else. So those are the two major risks. Of course, there are other minor ones, but they want you to consent to the fact that you understand the risks can happen in life, but you ultimately consent to having this operation. So consented to that. One thing I said to him, and I kept saying to him, please look after me, please look after me. Like I said before, I've not gone in for major surgeries first time, you know, thank God, touch wood. So it terrifies you, especially during these times where you cannot take a loved one into the hospital. You are essentially doing it alone. There isn't that kind of like final goodbye and God bless and all the rest of it. You are just going down that corridor by yourself. So he came to see me. We did all of that. I had to sign forms, verbally consent as well. He went off and said the anesthesiast will come in and see me. So the anesthesiast came in and he just explained to me that you'll be under general anesthetic, so be put to sleep for the operation. All of this, he was asking me if I'm allergic to anything, all of that good stuff, and then he went away. However, 30 minutes went by and he came back and he explained to me that he also wanted to give me an injection in my back because this one would kind of like dead my legs and the lower half of my body, and thought it would be beneficial for me to have that numbness in my body. But that also carried risks, and the risks involved was that you would get severe pain in your leg for up to a few months after. Now, what you've got to understand is when you're going in for major surgery, you're already nervous, you're already this, you really don't have time to be like, oh, do you know what? Let me go and consult with this person. Let me do my Googles and stuff. Let me just double check. No, because you have to consent there and then. There's no time. They need to get you in. And I was just like, okay, fine. You know, again, praying that, please, I don't want any pain. I'm already in pain enough as it is. So
what have I taught you guys thus far? When the box double crosses the woman, right? They'll do anything to get it back right. You see, she don't want this wig, her makeup, her lipstick, her chest, and her whole giddy up. She don't want that to go to waste. She wants that to be used to get something out of you, player.
I consented to this second injection that would just let off everything. I only had to wait a couple of hours and it didn't feel like that. It literally felt like it was a few minutes because I was in talks with my family and my friends, just, you know, all giving me good luck and well wishes.
Family and friends, no husband, let's go.
And everything. When the anesthesiast came back and said, right, we're ready for your daughter. And I was like, oh my God. And it's that walk to the surgery room. Even speaking about it now, I actually feel a bit sick. It's that walk to the surgery room that is just like terrifying. And he's trying to make laugh and joke. And my personality is one way, you know, I'm trying to make a laugh and a joke because I was like, I can't think about this right now. You know, there's no one to hug, to say, you know, see you later, all the rest of it. So he walked in, I had my gown on, so nothing underneath, no knickers, no bra, no nothing. I've got my gown on backside hanging out, sit upright. So the first thing they did was to wipe a kind of like solution on my back. And then, yeah, you had to be very, very still. So if you think, and then it felt like water gushing up my back and down my butt over me. And I don't know what it is. If you've ever gone under, you try and find on. And he's like, it was a success. And I was just like, thank you, God. On my life, first of all, it's a success. Amazing. So they keep you in the recovery room. I think it's only for about half an hour. And then they wheeled me back up to my room. So I had a private room. So again, because of the private medical insurance, I had a private room on a ward that only had 20 beds. So you are really being seen to. And I was put up there to recover. So with the recovery, I was in there for 2 nights. They check on you constantly. They're doing blood pressure. And I moved a bit and I thought, and she's like, oh, let me check you. And she's like,
hold on.
Literally crawling up the walls in like clockwork because the pain is indescribable.
Hold on. My fault. I shouldn't have sped up. My fault. The one thing that I'm learning now is that even when they have these surgeries, they are not in the clear.
That only had 20 beds. So you are really being seen to. And I was put up there to recover. So with the recovery, I was in there for 2 nights. They check on you constantly. They're doing blood pressure. They're coming in to see how much pain you're in. You're getting painkillers. I had tramadol. I had ibuprofen. I had paracetamol. I had some next thing. They give you antibiotics as well because you've just had a major surgery. So all of these things, they're coming in and they're coming in like clockwork because the pain is indescribable. It is tough. So they're coming in and they're asking.
What I tell you, rough and tough.
You, like I said, your pain, like from 1 being you're fine to 10 being whatever, you know, you're literally crawling up the walls. What's your pain like? And like I said, they're giving you the drugs to just make you feel okay. The doctors, nurses, assistants were fantastic because some of the things they had to do. Listen, I remember one of the nurses coming in and she goes, Dawn, have you got a pad on? Like, what's going on down there? And I was like, pad? So they meant a sanitary pad. I said, I don't think so, because I was in and out of just wooziness. I looked down and I was like, oh yeah, I do. And I moved a bit and I thought, and she's like, oh, let me check you. And she's like, oh, darling, she's like, let's go to the toilet and just change you. Oh my God, when I got up from that bed, so that was the first time of me getting up, I was bleeding. So what I've read is that with an open myomectomy, you can bleed up to 3 months. They usually say that it should stop around the 6-week mark. And 6 weeks with this kind of abdominal operation that's like when life can really start getting back to normal. So roughly around 6 weeks, when I was doing my whole research and watching YouTube videos, a lot of the ladies were saying, oh, after 2.
Hey guys. She said abdominal surgery. Class, I'm gonna give you a multiple choice question, class. Look at what she said. I'm gonna give you a multiple choice question, class.
Around 6 weeks, when I was doing my whole research and watching YouTube videos, a lot of the ladies were saying, oh, after 2 weeks, around 6 weeks, that's like when life can really start. In 6 weeks with this kind of abdominal operation
abdominal operation. I'm going to give you guys a multiple choice question, class. Is the operation that she's describing an abdominal surgery or operation, or is it a reproductive organ operation? You tell me.
It should stop around the 6-week mark. In 6 weeks with this kind of abdominal operation that's like when life can really start getting back to normal. So roughly around 6 weeks, when I was doing my whole research and watching YouTube videos, a lot of the ladies were saying, oh, after 2 weeks I was done. Right, let me come back a bit. So the nurse came in, she was like, oh darling, let's go. I got up from that bed. The pad was soaked in a way that I've never seen in my life, right? When I got up from that bed, the bed from my bum, from my vagina, my bum, all the way up my back was filled with blood. You know when you look at something and you think, oh my goodness, it was disgusting, right? So I remember she took her hand and she got gloves on, took out the pad like that, took me in, we had to have a shower and all of that good stuff. Let me come back. When you have this surgery, remember you've been sliced across. One of the things they want you to do quite quickly is to be on your feet, because they want you to wee as well. So weeing is very important. You cannot leave the hospital until you've done a wee. So they want you up on your feet already. Now, what you've got to imagine, like I said, this is pain I've never, ever, ever experienced in my life. And you're trying to get me out of that bed. You can't use your abdominal muscles. When you've had such an operation, you realize how much you use. The walking was so painful, but you had to do it. That I had to have an open myomectomy. Like I said, the pain for myself, everyone's different, but for myself was indescribable, right? So he came in, shocked me. I sent it to my friends and my family because I was like, but you guys need to understand the pain I'd been experiencing and why. And the responses, honestly, people were so shocked and they were like, oh my God, Dawn, like we can understand now to an extent. Anyways, I'm in hospital. I'm starting to feel a bit better, but I'm still very much out of it. I'm not feeling 100%, but what do you expect when you're in hospital? You feel a bit rough. You're looking at yourself. You're just looking sick. I was like, oh my God, I just want to get home. I want to get home to my bed. I want to see my family, my loved ones, all of this stuff. So it came to like, down my 2 nights and, the third day kind of thing. And they said to me, oh, Dawn, have you walked about? And at that time, I really hadn't because I was in so much pain. They said, look, took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was a little bit low. So they said, you have to just walk about. So I was like, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be out of here. So I was walking around and I started to feel a lot better because everything, I guess, is moving. So it got to like late afternoon. They took my blood pressure again and they said, actually, you're fine. So if you want to go home, you can go home. So arranged for myself to go home. So what they do over your wound is they give you a plaster that looks like this. I had a white one at first. It's because of the pain and all of that good stuff. So anyways, roll forward. I'm checking my pad because you do get a bit conscious. You go to the toilet, you're bleeding. So you're bleeding all the time, right? You're bleeding. So I'm constantly changing pads and you've got to understand how, the roughness of it all is just awful. You can't use tampons because if you use tampons, you could potentially gain an infection from going up there. Because remember, he's been up in there and he's doing all stuff to your uterus and all the rest of it and you're bleeding. No, you can't use it. So you must use pads with this operation. So I'm constantly going to the toilet and changing. Like, oh my God. Like, oh. And then I'm checking to see if everything's okay. And it was bleeding out. So one day I said to my partner, I said, babe, do you think this looks all right? And he's like, look, let's just go to the hospital just for them to double check it. If it's fine.
Whoa. Hold on. So she does have a partner. Don't call him a husband. Don't call him a man. It's a partner, but she's from England. So whatever.
Do you think this looks all right? I'm toilet changing. You're like, oh my God. Like, oh. And then I'm
damn. So she got a partner that's going through this bullshit. Let's go.
I'm checking to see if everything's okay. And it was bleeding out. So one day I said to my partner, I said, babe, do you think this looks all right?
She said, babe, do you think this looks all right? By golly, I've fleeced you with a bad reconstructive box. Hey, babe, Riddle me this. Have you seen such a bloody mess? Hey, babe.
So one day, I said to my partner, I said, babe, do you think this looks all right?
Babe, given this looks quite odd to say.
So one day, I said to my partner, I said, babe, do you think this looks all right? And he's like, look, let's just go to the hospital just for them to double check. And if it's fine, it's fine. We've been. If it's not, then they can change the dressing, right? Perfect, fantastic. So we drive. Thank God it's not too far from where I live. So we got there. So the lady that came down to get me, the doctor, she had actually looked after me. She was one of the staff that looked after me when I was in the hospital. So she looked at me and she goes, are you okay, Dawn? You feeling all right? And I was like, well, yeah. When you say feeling all right, I'm not all right. But I guess, I am how I would expect myself to be in this situation. I was just like, well, I've just been sleeping, like, I'm all right. And she's looking at me and she's like, you don't look well. I was like, I'm fine. She looked at me.
Hold on. See what happened? That man said, bitch, let's go to the hospital. Bitch, you got a bad pussycat facts report. I can't trust a word you say. You put me in a position where I cannot help you and provide and protect you. Let me get your ass to the hospital where they find out that, ma'am, you don't even look well. Got that man worried half to death.
I am how I would expect myself to be in this situation. I was just like, well, I've just been sleeping, like, I'm all right. And she's looking at me and she's like, you don't look well. I was like, I'm fine. She looked at me. My hands were like a Simpson character. They were yellow. My face was yellow. But what you have to understand, when I looked at myself in the mirror, when you're ill and sick and recovering, you look awful. So I'm looking at myself and I was just like, I just look ill. I look ill. I look like a granny. I look ill. So I didn't really take any notice of anything. She took one look at me and she said, you're not leaving. I was like, pardon?
She looked at me and said, you're not leaving. I said, pardon? Hey, Platt, man. Yeah, she had that wig on. Yeah. Like I always say, the guys have to be there. And once you are fleeced in and you care about somebody, you don't want to see somebody, hospitalized. You like, yo, this is serious. You got to go to the hospital. This is serious, man.
She's like, you're not going home. You don't look well at all. Let me tell you. She's like, you have to have a blood transfusion.
There you have it. That's the pussy he chose. So, yeah, we thought it was just a myomectomy. We thought it was the bad box. We thought it was the recovery. We thought it was the bad healing. Nah, it's worse. Why? Why is it worse, class? If you know anything about what we've been teaching, why did it get worse to the blood fusion? The hint or the clue that I'm going to give you is, what did the nurse tell her when she seen her in the bed earlier in the story? What did she lose a lot of? And what did she also say? They say you bleed up to 6 weeks. So what did she do? Took that shit home to that man. Okay. Why does she need the blood transfusion? Because remember, the nurse said, ma'am, you're bleeding all the way up to your back. You're just in here losing blood.
Let me tell you. She's like, you have to have a blood transfusion. Pardon? They took my bloods and my bloods were low. They were so low. And I cried and I cried. I was like, my partner's out there. I want to go and see him. No, you can't because of COVID. It's like, but he's outside. Like, he's literally outside. He's waiting for me. I'm calling, not me, my partner's calling my parents. My mom is collapsing. All of this stuff because I guess.
All of this stuff because of how she managed her box. See that, guy? See how many lives it affects? At least she got a partner, like I always teach you guys. The smart women fleece the man, with the bad box, so they can have a partner where you see a lot of black women and women, they will create this burden on their own, parents, mainly mother. Even if the mother's getting married. Remember the girl had her mother worried while she was about to have a damn marriage, a wedding? And so a lot of times I'm happy when they do have a man who is suffering, but at least he's the bridge where they don't burden the elderly with their bullshit pussy.
Is waiting for me. I'm calling, not me, my partner's calling, my parents, my mum is collapsing, all of this stuff, because I guess when you think of blood transfusion, things like that, it's worst case scenario, right? Like I said, it's one of the major risks. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to pass away. Or honestly, awful. We have to get you back in. I was on that day, I will never forget, you're not leaving. I was like, but I felt weak. I felt, you know, when something just clicks in your mind, then I felt weak.
Ma'am, you have someone else's blood in your body for survival. Don't you get it? You have someone else's blood in your body for survival. When that man met you, he did not think that that would be the pussy that he had to deal with. He's basically going to be fucking a two-blooded person. I know it sounds weird. And it's not the end of the world. I'm just saying men have a choice not to do this. And I'm also saying men are the saints. Men are the loving one. If men had to go through this with their eggplant, women would, you know how much money you would have to have? Let's talk about that, Bernie. Hey, Bernie. Did I put the link out there, man? Hey, Bernie. Now, you often describe how women wouldn't deal with a man if he had eggplant issues the way that men deal with women with box issues, right? But let's talk about it in the full scope as far as like, forget just dealing with them. The men are paying for this shit. In this girl's case, she did say she had some sort of private insurance. We don't know if it was the man's, but a lot of times the men pay. So the woman is not going to pay for your eggplant to be better, reconstructed. And she's the breadwinner the way men normally are, cater to you for 8 weeks post-op, feeding you, cooking you gourmet meals like the men do. Man.
So yeah, I was rolled back into another room. So they had, obviously spare rooms there. So in the little bedroom thing that you get. And yeah, they said you're having your blood transfusion in a few hours. So they had to go and just get a bag of blood that was matched to mine. And
now, as men, we only want that to happen to us in a life or death situation. A life or death situation means we got into an accident, got shot or something, and lost a lot of blood. Hey, do what you got to do. But just for basic malpractice, I guess if you're desperate enough, but we don't even try to put ourselves in that sort of position. You understand? Even the big fat men, they bodies don't start failing on them with them big watery legs and swollen calves and all that shit till they get way older for the most part. All them spite of them veins and all of that stuff.
Catheter is not your standardized catheter. It is a big, fat, uncomfortable, painful catheter that's put in your hand. And
there you have it, black man. That is the pussy you chose. And what do I teach you? This is when they start eating grapes and fruits and and holistic medicine. It'll blow your mind.
And you have to be on the blood transfusion for 3 hours or then some, depending on how long it's going to take to diffuse. You cannot move your arm from this position, because if you go like this or you're moving around, then the blood's not going to transfuse properly from the bag through the tubes into your arm. So with a blood transfusion, every so often, every few minutes, they're coming in to check that it's doing what you're supposed to do. And they're taking your blood pressure, all the rest of it, to ensure that you're okay. And it was, when you just think about, I just think back to myself and I think, oh my God, what if we didn't go in that day? What if we were just like, you're fine? It's just not worth, thinking about. It really, really isn't. But again, I was so grateful that process was able to happen on that day, like straight away, honest to God. So yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you niggas for watching this shit. I know this is tough stuff to watch, and watching this stuff, like I say, it's educational purposes only, but it's really, really serious. Like you say, you see the man got fleeced, you see what he's dealing with, you see the two blood, you see everything, and you see she looks good. So this is how you can get tricked.
I had a blood transfusion. I was able to go home the next day, thank God, because they took my bloods and they skyrocketed all the way back up to how they're supposed to be. So my whole thing was, well, their whole thing to me was go home and you rest. That's all you're doing. So that's what I went back and I did. My wound, unfortunately, on the left side, where, like I said to you in the first video, I experienced a lot of the pain. He really had to get in there. So the way he had to stitch it was very different to my right side. And
what I teach you niggas, rough and tough, rough and tough.
Fortunately, that side, the left side, was taking very long to heal. It was oozing all the time. So for the next few weeks, on a Friday, I had to go back into the hospital to get the dressing changed. And in the end, they ended up giving me a dressing that had a special pump. I didn't even know that such technology existed. They had an electrical pump that would just suck out the fluid and fill up the pad. And then you have to go in the week after to get it rechanged if they thought that you needed more time with such. So that was absolutely fantastic. It has brought the wound together, but on my left side, it looks like a bit of a cave. That's how things like tramadol, and I went on to oxycodone, things like that. It really does space you out. I was feeling very ill. I threw up with the tablets because it's just horrible. It's so strong. Your body's not used to such, and you're having that with ibuprofen and paracetamol. So there was a point in time when I really just tried to firm the pain because I was like, I actually don't want to take this anymore. Slowly but surely, I started to feel more strength in myself. Slowly but surely, my wound was able to just heal, and just have to give your body time. I think sometimes you be like, oh, okay, then it's deep. It really, really is deep. So vaginal bleeding with that, apparently about 2 weeks. And some people have said a bit less, but again, everybody's body is different. So, we shall see. The positives of the open myomectomy that I've seen so far, so I've had 2 period cycles. The first period was painful, and a lot of ladies have said that.
Okay, now we finally got somewhere here. Now, here's the scoop. Here's the scoop. She said she has a partner who's a good man, who called her moms. He was the bridge of burden so that the mother didn't have to worry. He made sure that she was with someone that would take care of her so the mother didn't have to worry, right? Clearly, that's a good man. You know how these bitches are. They're going to pick a man that's successful financially and then find out he's a good man. And they know men just want to be good to you, right? Look at what's happening here. See, this is important. She's having the myomectomy. Why? Why, Prince? Because she still wants to have the alleged availability of conceiving with this good man. And by having the myomectomy, she says, oh, no, my pussy still can conceive. They didn't take my uterus out. Okay? So that's a whole nother story when you're talking about, hey, she's still trying to fleece this nigga. Because once you start doing all of this and all of that, so you did all of this, all of these operations, you done put all of these drugs and narcotics in your body, you done did this, you done did that. I would pose the question, ma'am, do you think the man that you're with right now has the better option of having a healthy baby with a woman that don't or did not go through all of the things that you and your pussy went through? Do you think that man has a better chance of having a better, healthier baby with a woman that didn't go through the stuff that you went through as opposed to yours? And clearly she would have to say yes. And then I would say, well, why won't you let that man go? He should have he's a good man. You saw he was there for your surgeries and everything, and he'll be there for his children. Why do you want to run the risk of trying to limit him to one child, which we don't know if you could have? We don't know if it's going to be any complications. Why should that man, or why would you want that man to run that risk if he's a good man that you allowed in your pussy? Why are you so selfish? I mean, it is ridiculous, pimp.
that's how it is, but I guess your body's trying to adjust. But what I can say is that I've not had any clots. I've had no clots. It hasn't been heavy like it was before. It really, really hasn't. It's been so light. I've had in both cycles 1 or 2 days that are heavy. Since then, I've had zero back pain, zero bum pain. I've had no pain in my leg. Like, the quality of life has just changed. And I just feel like that is so mad how that thing or things was impacting my health. Like, what the actual heck? So yeah, I've had none of that pain whatsoever. I haven't experienced any kind of bad period like symptoms on the lead up or anything like that. Like, my life has been transformed already. As I said, one of the biggest reasons for sharing this is because I genuinely believe that if an experience can help others, I would want to share that. Fibroids affects women of all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women. There isn't.
For whoever's watching, she's telling you it's not me. I'm just a professor. She's telling you, King. You see that? That's why we watch these videos, so you can hear the real little gems inside. By them, not me.
Races, but others, I would want to share that. Fibroid.
Well, let me address that part first.
Genuinely believe that if an experience can help others,
let me address this part.
Or anything like that, like, my life has been transformed already. As I said, one of the biggest reasons for sharing this is because I genuinely believe that if an experience can help others, I would want to share that.
Now, that's a goddamn lie. Class, I have taught you so much, class. Does she care about other women's pussy, or does she only care about other women's pussy because she knows that hers double-crossed her? Or either way you put it, she double-crossed the pussy, or pussy double-crossed her. She had to get it reconstructed. It don't work the same. She had to get it fixed. Whatever you want to call it. Do you think if she didn't have to do that to her pussy, she would be this great advocate? Hell no. So that's the first lie.
Like, my life has been transformed already. As I said, one of the biggest reasons for sharing this is because I genuinely believe that if an experience can help others, I would want to share that. Fibroids affects women of all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women. There isn't all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women.
There you have it, players. Everything I've been trying to tell you. So you have this alleged enemy called the Black woman. That they are to you, you're not to them, right? And they have this kryptonite that they know that the men don't have it, because it had to be a floating rock from Krypton, and you have to be Lex Luthor to have this Krypton rock, kryptonite, right? So they know that they have this kryptonite with going on, but they know that you don't know nothing about it.
Believe that if an experience can help others, I would want to share that. Fibroids affects women of all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women. There isn't enough research around this. I would love to just find out, like, why is it that women like myself, Black women, are affected? Like, what is it?
Man, it's called get your ass a man while you young, when you fresh out of college. Get your ass married, get your ass having some kids. You can't live the life that you want to, bitch, and everything be hunky-dory. Don't you get it? You still trying to cheat the game.
It affects women of all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women. There isn't enough research around this.
Because you're hiding it from men, and you won't let men be in the fight with you, because you know it'll have certain men treat you a different kind of way, and you won't give the man enough grace to say, oh, he'll deal with my bad box condition. He's a loving man. You're waiting to see if he has all this house and everything before you fleece his ass and find out he's loving. That's why we can't get ahead of it and do more research, because you won't involve the men.
I would want to share that. Fibroids affects women of all races, but for the most part, it affects Black women. There isn't enough research around this. I would love to just find out, like, why is it that women like myself, Black women, are affected? Like, what is it? What is it? I'm very passionate about this now, and
right. You only got passionate about it once your pussy got double crossed. When you believe your pussy was healthy, you couldn't have gave a fuck about another woman's bad box.
Yeah, I really, really am, because I am now hearing many other women are going through this and they don't know what to do.
And what that does, it makes you feel happy, because misery loves company. Who the fuck you think you talking to?
What is it? I'm very passionate about this now, and yeah, I really, really am, because I am now hearing many other women are going through this and they don't know what to do. What I will say off the bat to all of you is that if there is something up with your body, if you're experiencing things, like I said, do not ignore it. And unfortunately, it is a case of just fighting for yourself to be seen. Not everyone is privileged to have access to private healthcare. You're really not. But like I said, you can try and elect that from your doctor, or also to pursue the reasons. Don't get fobbed off. Ask for second opinion. I truly believe, had I been listened to, had I had maybe a doctor that really put my best interests at heart, that I wouldn't have had to have the open myomectomy. There are other treatments available. For instance, you can shrink your fibroids. You know, like I said, there's other operations.
Ma'am, you're talking to the prince. Who the fuck you think you talking to? You did the myomectomy so you could keep your uterus and fleece that man and have him a child with complications because you couldn't give a fuck. And you won't let that man go be. You could have went the other way, but it would have took too fucking long, and you don't know if he would have been able to stick around. Who the fuck you think you talking to? See, I tried to be nice, but the lion, and it's all because she believes that my players are not educated. That's the only thing this shit is.
No doctor, or also to pursue the reasons. Don't get fobbed off. Ask for second opinion. I truly believe, had I been listened to, had I had maybe a doctor that really put my best interests at heart, that I wouldn't have had to have the open myomectomy. There are other treatments available. For instance, you can shrink your fibroids. You know, like I said, there's other operations that are less severe. There's a whole heap of things that can happen. But when it got to the size that it did for myself and how many, it gone too far. I'm also thinking about.
But when it got to the sizes that I had and how many, ma'am, this been happened to you. Would you be open to the idea that it was based on hereditary? Would you be open to the idea that you can go ahead and ask people in your family? Most importantly, would you be open to the idea that you fucked off a lot of your life not trying to build a family, and all you want is the opportunity to say to a man, my pussy is still able to have children?
My biological clock. I don't have time really to be.
See, there you go. There you go. See that? I said it before she said it. I said it before. Now she's going to talk about the biological clock. But ma'am, you talking to the prince here. Ma'am, you got to talk straight. You can't try to go around the circle.
It's gone too far. I'm also thinking about my biological clock. I don't have time really to be waiting. And
ma'am, we said that already. We said you didn't realize that you followed the programming and fucked your 20s off. Now you realize you got a good man. Your pussy fucked up though. You want to go fix it so you could give him a child. Don't matter if that child has complications, whether you have a miscarriage or not. That child could be damn wheelchair bound. Long as you got that man and you won't let him go have as many kids as he damn desires. Because you know when it comes to you, the limit is 1. And that's fucked up. Now that's fucked up. All because you look good and you fleeced him already? That's fucked up.
There's a whole heap of things that can happen. But when it got to the size that it did for myself and how many, it gone too far. I'm also thinking about my biological clock. I don't have time really to be waiting and trying this and trying that. But everyone is different.
What did I just tell y'all? Why she got the myomectomy? Because trying all them other things, it's going to take some time. And she don't know if that man is willing to sit around. She had to go get the private insured, I guess, sophisticated reconstruction. I'll give her credit for that. All right?
I'm not a doctor, so I'm certainly not here to say everyone go and get an open myomectomy. Not at all. Do your own research and do what is best for you. That is so important for me to say. Some people are dead against operations. There's lots of women who are on the whole wave of shrinking. And like I said, if you've got the time or whatever it is.
if you got the time to shrink, pay attention, guys. She said she had a partner that called. Well, first of all, he took her to the hospital where she had to get the blood transfusion. So he saved the bitch's life, first of all. So he's a great man. Not only did he do that, he called her mother. He was the bridge of burden. So the mother knew that her daughter was in good hands. Clearly, that man is a good man. And she had to hurry up and get this shit done because she's not trying to let him go anywhere.
So women who are on the whole wave of shrinking. And like I said, if you've got the time or whatever it is, please you go and do what you need to do. But for me, I can truly say for those who are on the open myomectomy journey, for me personally, it has been a success with regards to the immediateness of it all. From what I can see, I can only talk at this point in time. The pain's gone. The pain has gone. And that's truly amazing to myself to be able to go a full month and I'm not, you know, it's amazing. So for that, I'm thankful. I'm praying for this second operation that it is smooth sailing. What? It's just a day case, which is good. I am going under yet again. So what? I'm really praying for that because not being funny. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. So she's going for another operation? What? I don't get it. I thought it was done. Oh, man. Well, class, one thing you have learned is, hey, if it ain't one thing, it's another, man. They have not, and I would always say lifestyle-wise, they have been like just eating and doing what they want, never understanding this plays a role to your pussy. Now this bitch talking about, well, I ain't got time, my biological clock. Ma'am, you didn't have to, it didn't have to be this way.
I'm just praying.
What I teach you, class? Now she's praying. Ain't that a bitch? So basically, her pussy is out of her own control and hands. She have had an inflamed diet, and her lifestyle was inflamed, and everything else that came with being programmed and to never dial it down. Unmanageable to where she says, well, I'm just going to pray on my pussy. Can I get a goddamn amen? Hold on.
Can I get an amen?
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
Really praying for that because not being funny. Yeah, I'm just praying. And I just hope that, yeah, you know, I'll be able to come back and talk about that procedure and what that was like and the after effects for those of you who are interested in that. So yes, guys, that's my fibroid story. That's what.
Dang. There you have it, fam. That was a great story, man. That was a great story. Do you want another one before we go to Pop the Balloon? I mean, these stories fascinate me, man. If you could just, the reason why I do this is because it's impossible for you, if you knew, or any black man, I don't give a fuck who you are. You ain't even got to be new to the channel. You know you ain't talking about no shit like this unless I'm doing it. All right? So that's why I do it. Because you guys, well, you would never have these sort of insights and things like that. Crazy work. That was a crazy story. You gotta love it, man. The black woman or women in general are rough and tough. Some of the strongest bitches you ever seen, son. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeet the uterus was something that I started last year because I wanted to take all of my pain that I'd endured, having endometriosis, everything that I lost, and sort of just celebrate.
Guys, have you heard a keyword? What was the keyword you heard? If a man don't know nothing about being over here, all my brothers that's over here, you hear keywords. You have been educated. You are informed, black man. Okay? You are informed. You hear keywords, you like, your antennas. I'll take a listen.
Yeet the uterus was something that I started last year because I wanted to take all of my pain that I'd endured, having endometriosis, everything that I lost, and sort of just celebrate the fact that I was finally having a big win, which was my hysterectomy.
This woman called a big win a hysterectomy. Have you ever heard those terms, black man? A big win, hysterectomy. Now, only over here, you're going to understand that, it's not her fault. She was born with it. But yes, it is the black man's fault because he told your ass, you need to be breeding young. This 20s whole phase, they program you to ruin your pussy, you dumb bitch. Unfucking real, man.
In a year. Hashtag Yeet the Uterus was something that I started last year because I wanted to take all of my pain that I'd endured having endometriosis, everything that I lost, and sort of just celebrate the fact that I was finally having a big win, which was my hysterectomy. If you're new here, my name is Cristina Barrientos. Do not forget to subscribe. This is a Q&A. Let's get
Yeet the uterus, yeet the uterus, yeet the uterus. Oh, I could make a cartoon out of that. Hold on, we on to something. Hold on, Platt. See, you know I'll go to the computer. Hold on, yeet the uterus, and we get a little uterus animated, bopping around. I like that. Yeet the uterus, yeet the uterus, yeet the uterus, da 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 da. Oh, I like that.
Because I wanted to take all of my pain that I'd endured having endometriosis, everything that I lost. I had a vaginal hysterectomy. Can y'all believe that it's already been a year? Hashtag Yeet the Uterus was something that I started last year because I wanted to take all of my pain that I'd endured having endometriosis, everything that I lost, and sort of just celebrate the fact that I was finally having a big win, which was my hysterectomy. If you're new here, my name is Cristina Barrientos. Do not forget to subscribe. This is a Q&A. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, okay? The first one is, oh my God, it's been a year already. Yes, it's been a full-blown year. And honestly, I'm really, really grateful because I definitely could have had a lot of issues if I hadn't taken care of myself. How are you feeling overall? Overall, I would say that I feel freed. Just imagine how restraining it is knowing that you have to build your whole life around your disease, how you're going to be feeling, and whether you may or may not be able to participate in everyday things, whether that's...
Here we go. Here we go with the bullshit. Whether you'll be able to participate in everyday things. Ma'am, are you a lesbian? So you're looking to fleece a man. Gotcha. But in all fairness, she has the hysterectomy. What does that mean, class? She is a sex object. She should get with her a good man and be the sex object that she is. But what is she going to do? She's going to be liberal, progressive, some old wild shit. Yo, just whatever, man. Whatever, son. What do you put into your search bar to find this stuff? Uterus yanked like it bombed at the Apollo. Come on, guys. Come on, Plane. Cut the woman some slack. This woman is a complete sex object. Why she can't be that for a man? You have depleted your funds from a reproductive standpoint, but sex object, all good.
Imagine how restraining it is knowing that you have to build your whole life around your disease, how you're going to be feeling, and whether you may or may not be able to participate in everyday things, whether that's like spending time with friends or family, going on trips. Like, I don't have to worry about any of the pain and things that I normally would have had to go through before. And I feel free because now I can live my life and actually make decisions based off of what I want to do versus making decisions based off of what I think my body's going to be going through. Do you still have any pain? Have you noticed any changes? If so, what have you noticed? So I don't have any menstrual pain because I don't have a period anymore. No period. Period.
Oh, that's a great screenshot right there. Hey, look, guys. What do I teach you, class? What do I teach you? Huh? Transgender want periods. Black women don't. What do I teach you? Transgenders want periods. Now, this clown ass bitch right here, she'll be like, girl, first of all, trannies is mimicking your swag. So you could be mistaken for a tranny any day. No disrespect. But what I'm saying is this woman right here with no reproductive organs will say, well, how you a girl? You can't even bleed. Bitch, you don't want to bleed. And that's another thing. They lucky to, I don't want no transgenders over here, but if they knew what we knew, they would clown these bitches. They'd be like, bitch, you don't even want to bleed. You're not even proud to be a woman. Like, they would kill them. Look how proud she is of not having a period, while same time trying to disrespect transgenders for not being able to have one.
So I don't have any menstrual pain because I don't have a period anymore. No period. Period.
There you go.
I don't have any menstrual pain because I don't have a period anymore. No period. Period.
And if I ain't teach you nothing else, I taught you that. Black women don't want periods, transgenders do. Black women use a period as an argument against the transgender. We say, bitch, you lying. You don't want no period. Trying to use that as your claim of womanhood. All you do is spend your life trying to get rid of it. Class is in session.
Body's going to be going through. Do you still have any pain? Have you noticed any changes? If so, what have you noticed? So I don't have any menstrual.
Can't find that sort of information nowhere, son. Nowhere but here. If you heard it somewhere else, you know they heard it here first. And if they do have the knowledge, they too scared to talk about it like me. Obviously, because I could be nice with it. I can be evil. I am the professor.
Make decisions based off of what I want to do versus making decisions based off of what I think my body's going to be going through. Do you still have any pain? Have you noticed any changes? If so, what have you noticed? So I don't have any menstrual pain because I don't have a period anymore. No period. Period. I don't go through cramps. I don't go through PMS. At least I don't feel like I do. I don't have the back pain or the spasms or anything else. I will say this though. I had a vaginal hysterectomy, which means that they put about 3 or 4 holes in my abdomen, like that are like this big, okay, to blow up my abdomen. They cut up my uterus and my cervix and pulled it out through the vagina, okay? That's how my surgery went. Anytime you're cutting through muscle, it has to heal. There's scar tissue. And of course, I don't want to go around saying that you're not going to experience any sort of pain from scar tissue. I do notice that if I stretch my abdomen the wrong way, I wouldn't necessarily call it pain, but it's a little bit straining is what it is on my abdomen. It's not anything crazy though. And of course, like I said, when I stretch and I take care of myself and I stay hydrated, I'm fine. I don't feel it. Other than that, what changes have I noticed? My normal illnesses that I have are, I deal with those. I'm lactose intolerant. Before, with my endometriosis, I feel like my body was so focused on the pain and suffering and things that I was going through and the imbalances in my hormones when it came to my uterus that it sort of just did not bother with everything else, if that makes sense. So I was able to eat cheese and, I didn't drink milk, but I could consume dairy, no problem. Now I have, it's like when I was a little kid. I can only have up to 8 ounces and even that is pushing it, okay? I also noticed that my body.
Pay attention. You niggas don't, I teach you class every time and you always miss the key points. You're missing the key points. Pay attention to this. What do I always say? Because you niggas will feed a bitch anything. I will too if she's overweight. But what do I always say? Inflamed diet. I always say inflamed diet. Okay, and you guys laugh at me, right? Listen to what this woman just said. When she had the endometriosis before she got rid of all her stuff, right? She was able to consume dairy and all that. But once her body got back to, quote unquote, as a little girl, which is pure, she could consume, she couldn't consume these toxic dairy products because her body wasn't meant to. It was like a little child. And she don't want to eat like that when she grows up. She want to be like other people and do things that other people do, hang out, crab boil, you know what I'm saying? Fucking up.
Drink milk, but I could consume dairy, no problem. Now I have, it's like when I was a little kid. I can.
That's the way you were supposed to eat your whole life, bitch. Can't tell them nothing, no.
Only have up to 8 ounces and even that is pushing it, okay? I also noticed that my body is a lot more receptive to things like vitamins, me consuming water, and then if I don't do those things, my body's kind of like, hey girl, let's get it together because what we not supposed to do is follow hard no more, okay? Say I have a lot more.
What we not finna do is follow the same. And remember, after the pussy scenario, they want to try to do better by their health because only then, and this ain't got nothing to do with being overweight here, only then will they realize, oh, I need to eat right for my pussy. I need to make sure I'm doing right.
And then if I don't do those things, my body's kind of like, hey girl, let's get it together because what we not supposed to do is fall apart no more, okay? Say I have a lot more energy. I also just emotionally, I'm not as stressed. I don't find myself straining to do everything all at once like I used to because I always felt like I was running out of time every single month for the amount of days that I had where I felt normal and I wasn't going through anything. It was always so short-lived, and now it's just every day, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So I'm definitely not as mentally strained or stressed as I was before too. Were you in pain during ovulation? I don't actually recall being in any sort of pain whenever I ovulated. The week or so before my menstrual cycle prior to my hysterectomy was always fantastic for me. Like my body was just, she was doing her best. She was enjoying herself. Like I was having a ball. I was good. I never had any pain with ovulation. PMS, on the other hand, was always like, you know, in a scary movie where the music starts to get.
There you have it. Hopefully the woman has children, man. So during her ovulation phase, she felt great. That would be the time to conceive. Have you a good man around?
PMS, on the other hand, was always like, you know, in a scary movie where the music starts to get real deep and dark, and it's the music's like that because it's starting to scare you. That's how PMS felt for me. My brain literally went into horror movie mode. It was just like,
your period's coming.
Like that. And it I kid you not, PMS literally had me in shambles, okay? Like mentally, I would be so scared of my body. I would be so afraid of what I was gonna go through. It was an absolute emotional nightmare. And it was.
What do I teach you guys? How do we link? Where do we link a lot of depression? Class, where do we link a lot of depression? I'll ask you that way, class. Where do we link a lot of depression in the Black woman? Where do we link it at? Okay. Morgan Freeman knows this chick. She's from Dallas and smells like fresh flowers. I like that. I got to stay in the clouds. Oh, shit. Really? You exposing some of the chicks I know. Yo, Morgan Freeman gets around. You know what it is.
Man, yes, sir. Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
Yo, son, I know y'all don't want to hear this shit, but when I see Black women nowadays with these wigs, they remind me of the Shogun.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? I can't hear you.
She looked just like him.
Always just like this ominous pain in my stomach. It was just a feeling in my gut, like my uterus was saying, hey girl, get ready for the nightmare. Did it take a long time to convince a doctor to do it, or were they more willing? Okay, so I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me deciding to have a hysterectomy after my last miscarriage.
Oh, I had it right. I had it right.
You're not gonna hate man. Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her. Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
Man, yes! You're just a flightless bird!
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Dang. We had high hopes for the bitch. Damn. That's what you see what I'm saying, man? Now do you guys understand why I do the class and why I be you understand the main reason why I get upset? Do you understand the main reason why I get upset, class? Behind every bad fucking box is a man that got to go through this pain, and these bitches still talk shit about you niggas, man. It's ridiculous, man. He has to go through that pain. Unfucking believable, B. He got to go through that, son.
Emotional nightmare. And it was always just like this ominous pain in my stomach. It was just a feeling in my gut, like my uterus was saying, hey girl, get ready for the nightmare. Did it take a long time to convince a doctor to do it, or were they more willing? Okay, so I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me deciding to have a hysterectomy after my last miscarriage.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to check that video out one day, sis. Ma'am. That fresh flower smell is from the graveyard, pushing up daisies. Pushing up daisies, son.
I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me deciding to have a hysterectomy after my last miscarriage. And in the video, of course, I discussed...
Yo, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean, Plain? Click the link, B. What does that mean? My last miscarriage. What the fuck does that mean? My last miscarriage. What does that mean? She said my last. What does that mean? Was there a first? What does that mean? Ma'am.
Convince a doctor to do it, or were they more willing? Okay, so I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me deciding to have a hysterectomy after my last miscarriage. And in the video, of course, I just...
What does that mean? What do you mean my last miscarriage? What does that mean? Somebody help me. Fuck this. I know I'm slow, but it has to be a first in order for it to be a last. It's wild shit. What did I title? I titled this shit, Women Are Rough and Tough. Women are rough and tough. What I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. I did not see this part of the video.
A long time to convince a doctor to do it, or were they more willing? Okay, so I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me deciding to have a hysterectomy after my last miscarriage. And in the video, of course, I discussed, you know, the whole history of everything. Please go watch it. I was crying in the video, but I don't think...
I believe you. She was crying. That pussy turned. That woman had miscarriages, son. Pussycat Facts Report, solid gold.
First, I discussed, you know, the whole history of everything. Please go watch it. I was crying in the video, but I don't think it's that awkward. But no, it took a long time for me to get a solution. And part of the problem was because insurance companies require your doctor to prove that something is wrong with you before providing the services needed, like surgeries, you know, for you to get help, because the insurance companies don't want to be paying the doctors for things that they don't need to be paying them for. And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because even if I did have doctors that vouched for me and didn't gaslight and dismiss me like I did for the first 10 years of me having this disease and not knowing.
10 years, King.
For me and didn't.
I bet you if we win it, I bet. Now, class, here's a question, class. If we went and watched her first video, would we find out that she was on birth control? Now, I don't know. But she suffered from endometriosis so far to where she got the hysterectomy, and we know at least 10 years she suffered with miscarriage. Do you think she was on birth control before all of that? Now, I'm not sure, but what does the class think?
Gaslight and dismiss me like I did for the first 10 years of me having this disease and not knowing, being undiagnosed. Even if I did have doctors that didn't dismiss me, they would have had to make me go through, jump through hoops, basically, which was taking birth control for a specific period of time, trying.
Hey, guys, we know what it is. So she answered our question. So maybe she didn't take birth control. She just suffered. Because we know everything over here. We know.
Diagnosed. Even if I did have doctors that didn't dismiss me, they would have had to make me go through, jump through hoops, basically, which was taking birth control for a specific period of time, trying multiples. Then I would have had to have the procedure where they blow up your cervix and spray your uterus to see if you have tumors or anything in there or fibroids. And then I would have had to be approved for laparoscopic surgery and then approved for a hysterectomy. Not only that, but where I live, I can't speak for other states, but I live in Texas.
Oh! Oh, shit! Oh! Morgan Freeman ain't no liar! Oh! Morgan Freeman! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit. Morgan Freeman knows this bitch. She's from Dallas. It smells like fresh flowers from what I hear from all my peoples and stuff. Oh! Oh! From what I hear in all the stories when my people come back black. Oh! Morgan Freeman said, I gotta stay away from you, stay away from the prince. Woo! That boy will find the box. I am the box investigator. Give me my credit. Yeah. Live niggas know where that sound is from. I am the box investigator. Woo! Now that was fun, Morgan. That was fun. That was fun. Oh. Whoa! Now that was fun, King. Wow. Plane, did you see that plane? Now I know why she wears a ton of perfume. Wow. Everything Morgan Freeman is saying is a legend. Praise Jesus. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen?
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? I can't hear you.
Leroy! For a hysterectomy. Not only that, but where I live, I can't speak for other states, but I live in Texas, and if I'm not mistaken, you know, they don't perform those kind of procedures on people who are not of a certain age.
Dang.
Hysterectomy. Not only that, but where I live, I can't speak for other states, but I live in Texas, and if I'm not mistaken, you know, they don't perform those kind of procedures on people who are not of a certain age. Okay, if you catch my drift. So even if you're young going through this, you are really going to have to do your work to get somebody who's going to be more than willing to vouch for you for the insurance companies. And I recommend going to a specialist. It took me 10 years to get diagnosed. I went through everything. So I definitely.
There you have it, y'all. If your homie, the Freeman, and Freeman was scenario was involved in the last 10 years, you know what it is. But like I said from the beginning, this woman has been a sex object. She ain't never been worth more than that, and she knows it. She knows it.
To get somebody who's going to be more than willing to vouch for you for the insurance companies, and I recommend going to a specialist. It took me 10 years to get diagnosed. I went through everything. So I definitely recommend watching the other video where I go into detail about like the whole story. Did it actually help? For me, yes. I've been waiting so many years to have this hysterectomy. I cannot tell you. For me, this surgery was a gift. It was a humongous gift. After all of the turmoil, it was to this day, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, my period's coming. And then I stop and I realize it's not. My period's not coming. The pain is not coming. The losing weight is not coming. The throwing up, vomiting, getting sick and having, you know, TMI, but like diarrhea and stuff from the pain, the passing out, the having to quit my job because I'm literally not at work like 2 days out of the month, every month. You know what I mean? No more. It's all gone. And it's such a huge relief that honestly, I don't go around telling people that they need to have hysterectomies because you're not going to come back to me telling me that you're sad that you can't have children or claiming that you did not understand what it meant when you don't have a uterus anymore. But I will say this, it was worth it for me. It was absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. Does it affect your body in other ways? Okay, so this was a question that a lot of my friends and family have for me because the idea that a woman doesn't have her reproductive organs, or most of them anyway, is that she's essentially going to turn into a man hormonally, right? Some people have to take hormones. I, on the other hand, do not, and I think it has to do with.
Wow, I've never heard that. We're learning, class. We are learning, class. So when women get hysterectomies, the reproductive system has a harmonious balance with the body, the phenomenon, right? And when you get rid of that, it could shift the harmony of the hormones, right? And some women have to take hormonal supplements because you could start getting man features. Unbelievable.
Didn't have her reproductive organs, or most of them anyway, is that she's essentially going to turn into a man hormonally, right? Some people have to take hormones. I, on the other hand, do not. And I think it has to do with my age, number one. It also has to do with my own hormones. If I'm not mistaken, I produced like and an overabundance of estrogen when I had my uterus and ovary and cervix and all that jazz. So I'm good. I still have one ovary. I would say the way that it affects my body is the way.
What does the title say? Women are rough and tough. I have one ovary. I'm good. That is a tough person.
And an overabundance of estrogen when I had my uterus and ovary and cervix and all that jazz. So I'm good. I still have one ovary. I would say the way that it affects my body is the way that it has affected my body. And this is also a TMI. So if you do not want to hear things relative to, you know, the vagina and sexual whatchamacallits, go ahead and skip over this. So the way that it has affected my body is because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid. Because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So
there you have it, black man. I've done taught you everything about the box you need to know, man. Dang. And the main thing that we learned from all of this box investigation is they have ruined our stuff. They have ruined our stuff, dog.
Go ahead and skip over this. So the way that it has affected my body is because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So I really have to double down on the things that I consume. Like I really have to make sure that I drink plenty of water. I have to make sure that I consume my vegetables like I'm supposed to, and the kind of, you know, meat that's going to keep me lubricated down there, because now I have one ovary that's working for two. That makes any sense in order to produce, you know, the juice. I don't really have highs and lows emotionally like I used to. I feel like way more balanced hormonally. Do you feel like it was worth it? Yes. Any side effects after surgery, like hormonal changes? Right after my surgery, I was on a high.
There you have it, guys. Yeah, I don't know what more y'all want me to do, man. I'm cooking here. Come on.
Because I was really, really happy to have the surgery. Actually, it wasn't really hormonal. It was sort of a confidence thing. So I went from being on a high because I was really happy about having the surgery to sort of realizing that I have to rediscover myself sexually. And what I mean by that was, obviously, I don't have a uterus anymore. I don't have a cervix, and I have one less ovary. So if you're not careful, I feel like it can really get to you, because a lot of people define a woman by her reproductive organs. And so it's really easy to slip into the idea that, you know, you're not as sexy or you're not as sensual or you're not as feminine without those organs. And I had to rediscover myself.
That's a goddamn lie. That's a lie. That is a damn lie. That is self-absorbent shit. You know that you have been relegated down to a sex object. You have no reproductive organs. So you are nothing but sexual, sexy, and sex. Are you kidding me? Don't do that.
And rediscover how I felt about myself, which, you know, I don't think a lot of people consider, because, you know, those organs are inside. So when you look in the mirror, it's not something that you don't see your uterus. But I just had to make sure that I maintained and sort of reestablished that for myself so that I could grow and still be confident. Because after you recover, of course, depending on, you know, if you're in a relationship or not, you do go back to normal, and you got to get used to all of that again. So yeah. Was it very painful? Absolutely not. So I have a type. I didn't have any morphine. I didn't take any. Being in pain every month, sort of feeling trapped in my own body, and also feeling like a burden because I was always in so much pain. And then, of course, having that fear that eventually people would stop caring about the fact that I was in so much pain and stop sympathizing with me. You know, I didn't want to go through that anymore. So for me, it was kind of like, no matter what happens, I'm going to get through this, because if I can live 10 years with this disease, I can go through 6 to 8 weeks of recovery. I'll be fine. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. How long did it take to fully heal? So it took me 6 weeks to heal. I think on my 7th week, I went to my doctor and they checked me out. And what they do is they look at all of your incisions. They let you know how to maintain them and take care of them. And I think I went back like 2 weeks after the surgery, and then I went back on the 6th week. And then of course they do the usual, which, if you are not familiar, when you go to the gynecologist, my surgeon is also a gynecologist and a specialist. They go up in there, they feel around gently, they ask you to let them know, are you in any pain? They also open you up to look in there to make sure that everything is still together and that you're not having any bleeding or none of your wounds are open. It took me 6 weeks to heal. I don't think that I had sexual intercourse until maybe 9. Let me ask my husband. Damien, how many weeks was it after my surgery that we did it?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
So she does have a husband. Like I told y'all, there's a man that went through the pain of the miscarriages. I hope she has children, man. But if not, I mean, he got him a sex object. You understand? And he went through her pussycat facts report with her. She knows he's a good man. He waited 10 weeks after her pussy got reconstructive surgery. Who knows how long they was together beforehand, but 10 years her pussy was bad and in pain. So Fleece, nevertheless, and what she claims the victory for this dude, Damien, is she got the hysterectomy and she could just be a sex object. Hey. Kendra G told me they talk about this. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie.
How many weeks was it after my surgery that we did it?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Got her a sucker. Got her a good man.
Damien, how many weeks was it after my surgery that we did it?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. 10 weeks. 10 weeks after my surgery is when we officially started to have intercourse. And we took things slow. We did not Rambo up in there because, once again, you are literally sewn up, okay? It's like if you take a Ziploc bag, seal the Ziploc bag, and then put staples, okay? That's literally what it's like. So if you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you're doing all that, you can cause some problems. It didn't take that long for me to heal. Like I said, I was walking around in no time. And part of the recovery for the surgery is you have to walk every day for 30 minutes because that helps with blood flow, circulation, as well as your body getting rid of the gas that they use to inflate your abdomen, and then getting plenty of rest and water. Like it was so easy for me because I have a tremendously wonderful support system in my sisters and my nieces and all of that jazz and my mother. So only thing I will say is they tell you not to eat spicy stuff. And I kid y'all not, this is when I realized that my lactose intolerance was kicking back in, like when I was a kid. They tell you not to eat spicy stuff. I had something spicy, and then I had something with dairy, and then I had a little bit too much sugar, and I wound up vomiting during recovery. So just keep your food super duper clean and neat until you get the green light from your surgeon to go ahead and be doing normal things. And then I want to say maybe 3 months after my surgery, I started going back to the gym. I was not lifting.
How is not eating clean super normal? Whatever.
Heavy, mind you. Just really pay attention to your body if you do have this surgery, or any surgery for that matter, so that you're not overwhelming yourself and you don't cause any problems. Because if you do, you will cause scar tissue, and scar tissue hurts. Thank you so much for your support. I've been going through this for God knows how long.
Damn. So my homie Damien went through some miscarriages. Damn. My goodness. This bitch got the nerve to be sitting up there with her chin up. It's fucked up, but I would say her chin is up because of that man, Damien. Damien makes sure that her chin is up, and the fact that she got the hysterectomy. Now, when you go get the hysterectomy as a woman, you could basically have that as your selling point, like Bernie said. Just unlimited busting up and doing whatever. You can have that as your selling point. Look, I got a hysterectomy. I can be your angel. You know what I mean? So when they go for hysterectomy, it turns into like a selling point. Bitch, they told you not to eat that. Look, we know that's one of the things that as men we have in our favor. We say, bitch, listen, your box is fucked up because of the way you eat, and I know you can't change. So that's one of the Pussycat Facts report support systems, as far as like, ma'am, you see this Pussycat Facts report, you see you got this and you got that. That's cause of your flammable diet, and there's no way that you can change that. So no. And that's one of the programming, programming chips to fuck off your 20s, eating bad, having fun, traveling, destroying your pussy. You know what? King Disagreeable said, what we doing? I'm gonna show. Let's go to Shorty.
You know, meat that's going to keep moving. And it's such a huge relief that honestly, I don't go around telling people that they need to have hysterectomies, because you're not going to come back to me telling me that you're sad that you can't have children, or claiming that you did not understand what it meant when you don't have a uterus anymore. But I will say this, it was worth it for me. It was absolutely, you know, the vagina and sexual whatchamacallits. Go ahead and skip over this. So the way that it has affected my body is because kind of like a double-edged sword, because even if I did have doctors that vouched for me and didn't gaslight and dismiss me like I did,
hold on,
it's an absolute emotional nightmare. And it was always just like this ominous pain in my stomach. It was just a feeling in my gut, like my uterus was saying, hey girl, get ready for the nightmare. Did it take a long time to convince a doctor to do it, or were they more willing? Okay, so I do have another video a year ago that I posted about me.
Here we go, King. Here we go.
Yo, I'm tired of being a tough girl. I'm gonna cry. People need to.
Ma'am, the prince said you are rough and tough. You big girls, bitch, man the fuck up, sis. What Morgan Freeman said?
Liquor license?
Man the fuck up.
Yo, I'm tired of being a tough girl. I'm gonna cry. People need to know that this sucks. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina Barrientos. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe or drop a comment. Whatever floats your boat. My voice is a little raspy because I've actually been crying.
True, that is true. I might have to play that part for King Disagreeable, where she talk about how box is dry. I might, hold on, let's go back to that. Hold on.
Go from surgery. They pulled out the catheter, which that was uncomfortable. They yanked that thing out, let me use the bathroom, and I was walking around. And I didn't have any morphine. I didn't take any prescriptions home. I didn't go pick up any prescriptions. I didn't take any drugs.
Okay, King Disagreeable said he date her. Let's go.
Entire time I was in recovery, I did not take anything. It was no pain for me. And I believe it's because I have a high pain tolerance that was developed over the 10 years that I had to endure my own disease, to my pain for my disease. I also believe it had to do with the fact that I was just so ready. There was nothing that could be worse than what I was going through, having all of those miscarriages, being in pain.
Whoa! God damn! All of those miscarriages. I didn't hear that.
Nothing that could be worse than what I was going through, having all of those miscarriages, being in pain every month, sort of feeling trapped in my own body, and also feeling like a burden because I was always in so much pain. And then, of course, having that fear that eventually people would stop caring about the fact that I was in so much pain and stop sympathizing with me. I didn't want to go through that anymore. So for me, it was kind of like, no matter what happened,
the fact that men wouldn't be able to fuck me and care about me because they know my pussy is bad. So I said, I'm gonna go get this pussy redone. Oh shit!
Having that fear that eventually people would stop caring about the fact that I was in so much pain and stop sympathizing with me. I didn't want to go through that anymore. So for me, it was kind of like, no matter what happens, I'm gonna get through this, because if I can live 10 years with this disease, I can go through 6 to 8 weeks of recovery. I'll be fine. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. How long did it take to fully heal? So it took me 6 weeks to heal. I think on my 7th week, I went to my doctor and they checked me out. And what they do is they look at all of your incisions. They let you know how to maintain them and take care of them. And I think I went back like 2 weeks after the surgery, and then I went back on the 6th week. And then of course they do the usual, which if you are not familiar, when you go to the gynecologist, my surgeon was also, they ask you to let them know, are you in any pain? They also open you up to look in there to make sure that everything is still together and that you're not having any bleeding or none of your wounds are open. It took me 6 weeks to heal. I don't think that I had sexual intercourse until maybe 9. Let me ask my husband. Damien, how many weeks was it after my surgery that we did it?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. 10 weeks. 10 weeks after my surgery is when we officially started to have intercourse. And we took things slow. We did not Rambo up in there that something is wrong with you before providing the services. It would have had to make me go through, jump through hoops, basically, which was taking birth control for a specific period of time, trying multiples. Then I would have had to have the procedure where they blow up your cervix and spray you with surgery, and then approved for a hysterectomy. Not only that, but where I live, I can't speak for other states, but I live in Texas. And if I'm not mistaken, they don't perform those kind of procedures on people who are not of a certain age. to get somebody who's going to be more than willing to vouch for you for the insurance companies. And I recommend going. So I definitely recommend watching the other video where I go into detail about like the whole story. Did it actually help? For me, yes. I've been waiting so many years to have this hysterectomy. I cannot tell you. For me, this surgery was a gift. It was a humongous gift. After all of the turmoil, it was to this day, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, my period's coming. And then I stop and I realize it's not. My period's not coming. The pain is not coming. TMI, but like diarrhea and stuff from the 2 days out of the month, every month. You know, honestly, I don't go around telling people that they need to have hysterectomies because you're not just come back to me telling me that you're sad that you can't have children or claiming that you did not understand what it meant when you don't have a uterus anymore. But I will say this, it was worth it for me. It was absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. Does it affect your body in other ways? Okay, so this was a question that a lot of my friends and family have for me because the idea that a woman doesn't have her reproductive organs, or most of them anyway, is that she's essentially going to turn into a man hormonally, right? Some people have to take hormones. I, on the other hand, do not. And I think it has to do with my age, number one. It also has to do with my own hormones. If I'm not mistaken, I produced like an overabundance of estrogen when I had my uterus and ovary and cervix and all that jazz. So I'm good. I still have one ovary. I would say the way that it affects my body, the way that it has affected my body, and this is also a TMI. So if you do not want to hear things relative to, you know, the vagina and sexual whatchamacallits, go ahead and skip over this.
Go ahead and skip over, fellas. Go ahead and skip over. You niggas don't want to hear shit about no vagina. Go ahead and skip over it. Go on ahead. We know. Go ahead and skip over.
You know, the vagina and sexual whatchamacallits, go ahead and skip over this. So the way that it has affected my body is because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So with ovaries, I don't produce. So the way that it has affected my body is because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So I really have to double down on the things that I consume, like and sexual whatchamacallits. Go ahead and skip over this. So the way that it has affected my body is because I don't have both ovaries, I don't produce the same amount of vaginal fluid, if that makes any sense. So I really have to double down on the things that I consume. Like I really have to make sure that I drink plenty of water. I have to make sure that I consume my vegetables like I'm supposed to, and the kind of, you know, meat that's going to keep me lubricated down there. Because
there you have it, King Disagreeable. There you have it. That's what you wanted me to play that. You said you liked her. I said, well, let me put my man on. You know how we do. You said you liked her. I said, well, let me put you on. I would never let you go out there blind, brother. You know that.
Yo, I'm tired of being a tough girl. I'm gonna cry. People need to know that this sucks. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina Barrientos. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe or drop a comment. Never floats your boat. My voice is a little raspy because I've actually been crying. And this video is going to be super candid because this is on the subject of endometriosis, fertility, and things like that. Something that I have literally been going through for years. I posted on my Instagram stories if you guys had any questions. I'm going to answer your questions. But first.
Hey, Bernie, you think the other one was wild where the woman had the other surgery and I don't even want to say this. What was the name of that shit? Vaginal something. Ah, God.
I kind of just want to give a brief introduction to the disease. Endometriosis is an autoimmune disease of the reproductive system of women. It's when the endometrial cells, which is on the inside of the uterus, somehow get to the outside of the uterus.
Ma'am, is it safe to say that we could call your box bad? You was not born with the regular box where that stuff stays inside, right?
And they don't necessarily attack your other organs, but they sort of intertwine.
That's a lie. It does attack the other organs, in particular the kidney and the digestive system, with the intestines.
Attack your other organs, but they sort of intertwine or attach to them so that whenever you do have any sort of anything going on with your reproductive system, whether it's sexual intercourse or your menstrual cycle, whenever that happens, you either will have extreme discomfort, some sort of.
Yo, great comment, Plain. What do we often say over here? Ma'am, you just got a pussy. Fuck you mean you tired? If you wasn't tired, what you gonna do? Backflips or something? All you need is some lubrication and somebody dumping in you. And you and the man can make it happen. You ain't doing nothing special. Not with your pussy. Now you can top me off and be special, do backflips and shit.
Pain, once it starts to develop, it can happen whether you're going through your period or having intercourse or not. For me, my endometriosis symptoms really began when I was about 13 or 14 years.
What did I ask you earlier, class? What did I ask you earlier, class? Do you think she knew about this when she was a teenager, and did she get on birth control as a teenager? So we'll find that out. And we often tell brothers who marry these women, and they say, oh shit, this shit just popped up on my life. And we go say to those men, yo, brother, what if I told you she knew about this before she married you? And she just ain't tell you until you fell in love with her or something bad happened. He'll knock me out.
Endometriosis symptoms really began when I was about 13 or 14 years old. I passed out in school, hit the floor. I had like a cold head thing going on, and I passed out. I would vomit. And as I got older, these symptoms got more intense. I was given birth control medications, painkillers. I even remember getting prescribed my first narcotic, and I was just like, aren't these addictive? You know, and I'm a teenager. I'm like, aren't these addictive? Aren't they bad for you? And I refused to take it because I knew that something was wrong with me, and it wasn't me being dramatic. It wasn't me being a softie, because apparently as women, especially Black women, we are superheroes and we can just take anything, because biologically we are not like other humans, apparently. When I was probably almost mid-20s, I finally got diagnosed with stage 3 endometriosis.
Now, a plane, let me say this to you, pimp. So the box and everything around it is in disarray. That's fucked up to say. She got PCOS. Oh, I didn't hear it. I went to the bathroom. Oh, I didn't hear it. Are you serious? Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't hear that part. That mouth is legendary. I see how somebody married her. Again, everything is saying. Oh, man. Hey, Disagreeable, if you just got here, King Disagreeable, if you just got here, right? We covered the woman, you know, the video. This the same woman from the prior video, right? Turns out, allegedly, Morgan Freeman knows her. And he said where she was from before she said it. But I didn't hear the PCOS thing, but I take your word for it. Damn.
And how that came about was I was getting the birth control shot. And
what did we say? Class, I asked you that question. Did she get on the birth control when she was a teenager? I asked y'all that in the other video. Class was in session. You niggas didn't answer the question. But I know that you know it. Brothers, you are learning about pussy from a teenage years all the way up. You are learning about pussy, son. Not this stupid shit you out here talking about and watching on this fucking YouTube. You learning about shit that they say we care about. Now, yeah, the healthy ones and niggas that get fleeced care about the sickly ones. Because they appear to be healthy. Fuck you down to the ground. Be good to you. Make you care about them. Something happen, you ain't gonna just leave a bitch. You a caring, loving man.
apparently, as women, especially Black women, we are.
Hello, especially Black women. My pussy, the pussy I love. Guys, class is in session. Are you freaking learning? Come on, bro.
I refused to take it because I knew that something was wrong with me, and it wasn't me being dramatic. It wasn't me being a softie, because apparently as women, especially Black women, we are superheroes and we can just take anything, because biologically we are not like other humans, apparently. When I was probably almost mid-20s, I finally got diagnosed with stage 3 endometriosis.
13 to mid-20s. Birth control shots masking the problem. What do you know that already, class? Class, you know that story, right? Class. She's in her mid-20s now. She wants to get off of the birth control. What happens? Her body returns to normal as when she was a child. We described it as not the best pussy. Now she finally gets diagnosed in her 20s. See that? So the birth control masked it for all those years.
I finally got diagnosed with stage 3 endometriosis. And how that came about was I was getting the birth control shot.
Yeah. I was thinking about Patrice. Hey, whoever watched Patrice O'Neal, you remember when I guess he was talking to Yamanika or somebody, and he was like, yeah, but if men figured it out, who would be the ones that would be in trouble? And she was like, the women would be. And like I said, I mean, we all know the thing with Patrice O'Neal. Brothers cannot stand together. That's why we came up with the Pussycat Facts report. You don't gotta listen to me. Take the Pussycat Facts report on your fucking own. Operate. Realize that what I'm telling you, like Bernie said, 80% is going to score 50 or above on the Pussycat Facts report. Gives you the opportunity to learn how to move. You cannot be fleeced. They think you care about pussy so much until y'all could both agree that y'all can both come to the agreement that, hey, the other girl that I'm fucking, look, her pussy better than yours by the Pussycat Facts report. Do we want to go through your history? You just said 13, you was bleeding, you got on birth control, you did this, you did that. At by the age of 25, you had this and that. Then you went through miscarriage. Ma'am, we know you.
And I was bleeding every single day for a year. So just imagine being on your period every day for a year.
Just imagine being on the red light for every day of the year. We call that, like, you would laugh at the man with miniature eggplant, but we are not supposed to laugh at you. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
I thought that it was normal because one of my providers basically told me that it was, and it's not.
It is normal. Now you lying again. It is normal. It's like being born with a small eggplant. Super small. It's normal.
I thought that it was normal because one of my providers basically told me that it was, and it's not. Nobody's supposed to be bleeding every day for the year. Matter of fact, most of the time we shouldn't be bleeding at all. But
there we go. Transgenders want a period. Black women don't want a period.
For the year. Matter of fact, most of the time we shouldn't be bleeding at all. But it got to the point where I couldn't work, and I had not worked for about 3 months.
See, that's why we said it was regular, because you were supposed to build your life with a man, but you want to work. A man is supposed to be with you, caring for you, and you're supposed to be catering to him, knowing your condition.
But it got to the point where I couldn't work, and I had not worked for about 3 months. I was completely broke, and then I finally got to go see a surgeon, an OBGYN specialist, meaning somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. And right off the bat, he was just like, I believe you. Like, what you're saying is not absurd. It's not obscure. You're not being dramatic. And, I was taught that when I'm speaking to professionals, I shouldn't cry and I shouldn't show feelings because they won't believe me. And I held my face together when I was talking to this provider, but I did.
So you don't hold your, but black women, what I tell y'all, black women are rough and tough, but they don't act like that. They want you guys to be this, whatever.
Start crying in his office because it is just so hard, going through, and I know I'm not the only one, but it is just so hard going through this kind of thing and having people literally dismiss you because you're young and because you're Black and because they don't want to give you painkillers even though you don't take them, or because your insurance said. And it's painful. It is so painful. Not only that, but to be dismissed and realize you're being dismissed because there is little to no current knowledge about the female reproductive system or body at all.
Told you to get with your men. Tell your men what's happening with you. Let men care about you. Let men fight with you. But you so worried about shaking your funky ass pussy for Kamala. Separating yourself from men. The ones that got your back.
Is amazing in the worst way, because we trust these people to take care of us and they don't know anything about our bodies. That's scary. I wound up having I believe it's called robotic, but it's a laparoscopic surgery. And the way my doctor explained it was, this is the kind of surgery they perform when they open you up and just to see what's in there. And it's the kind of surgery that has to be performed for endometriosis because there's no way to detect it. And that is part of the reason why so many doctors know little to nothing about it. Even the pamphlets that I get for my disease are like 20 years old, which is amazing. Like, that's crazy to me, but it's not detectable. It's not something where you can drink a fluid and it'll show up. It's literally this. I'll just, like, you're cooking something, because like I said, I had been dismissed for so long. I've been told to drink tea and to eat vegetables only and all these different rituals like yoni steams and stuff like that. And
yeah, she said a yoni steam. We have heard that term before, a yoni steam. Yo, son. Now we know why her mouth game is immaculate. Facts.
All these different rituals like yoni steams and stuff like that. And being told, have I tried Midol? And it's like, are you serious? I'm literally dying. And as soon as people hear it's relative to your period, they're just like, oh, my period's not like that. It lasts 3 days and I get cramps, but I can still. And it's like, well, that's not me.
What did I teach you guys about the Pussycat Facts Report? Other women who have better pussy are happier and more proud that they have a better pussy. I tried to tell you. You laugh at me when I say it because this is, a men's channel or whatever. But no, when this woman finds out, oh, my pussy better than yours. Oh, sister, fall back. And she has to deal with, and remember, men don't participate in this. So she just get to have that amongst the women. Nah, we want to participate too. Nah, that other girl's pussy is better than yours. No, yours ain't bad. Hers better.
Not like that. It lasts 3 days. Relative to your period, they're just like, oh, my period's not like that. It lasts 3 days. And
That's swag. That's swag. Yo, that's swag, son. Yo, son, her friend bossed up with swag.
Serious? I'm literally dying. And as soon as people hear it's relative to your period, they're just like, oh, my period's not like that. It lasts 3 days and I get cramps, but I can still. And it's like, well, that's not me. I pass out. I change colors. I lose 10 pounds in fluid every month. I can't eat for 2 days. I vomit until I pass out. Like, after my surgery, I felt really good. It was nice. I didn't take my painkillers after my surgery either because it quite literally did not hurt. I think my body was just so relieved with the fact that what they found was scraped out and gotten rid of that I was good.
So we didn't know that in the last video. We didn't know she had the laparoscopic surgery before she had the hysterectomy. Okay. So we didn't know that. So this is her second surgery with her husband.
Found was scraped out and gotten rid of that I was good. My doctor put me on a medication called Orlissa. And for me, I don't know if it does this for everyone, but for me, it induced menopause.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No.
Is the hormonal point in a female's life where she runs out of eggs in her body and her body goes into we need to figure this out mode. So for the most part, When people talk about menopause, you'll commonly
Well, yeah, she young. She was young.
hear them say things like hot flashes and needing a fan and chewing on ice and the temperature in the house jumping up and down. Which I had hot flashes, I had fans in my purse, but to me it was a relief. I was like, I would much rather go through this than go through all of the pain that I went through. The only downside to the medication I was prescribed is you are only supposed to take it for 2 years because it can mess up your bone density.
You can only take this medication for 2 years because it'll mess up your bone density, sis. Sis, come on, man. Come on now.
And then it was ridiculously expensive. I think it was like $1,000 per package. I don't even think I
Sis, ma'am.
have one anymore, but they sort of look like birth control, but it's stronger, like way stronger. And I loved it. I unfortunately reached a point where I was not covered for insurance, so I couldn't get the Orlis anymore. And for the last 2 years, basically, I have not been on any painkillers. I haven't been on any birth control. I've sort of just been riding the wave of waiting until my period gets to the point where I just can't take it anymore. And thankfully now I'm at the point where I can have surgery again. This time I'm going to be having a hysterectomy, and I'm really relieved. I know a lot of people, feel like, oh, you should wait or try this or try that. But honestly, it's so important to respect people's wishes. It's so important to respect what they've been through and try to, even if you can't understand, try to sympathize with the fact that this is something they're suffering with, and this is a solution. You might not like it. You might not want to go through it. You might feel bad because
your pussy better than mine. You had kids. Your pussy healthy. My pussy unhealthy. Fall back.
maybe I'll never have a kid that looks like me, but
whoa, ma'am. Oh man. Dang. I'm probably not going to have kids that look like me. Class, what does that mean? Class is in session. What does that mean, class, when they talk like that?
You might feel bad because maybe I'll never have a kid that looks like me, but me and my husband are absolutely okay with it. And
me and my husband. It's fucked up, man. Yeah, I tell you, man, these bitches ain't shit, man.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
You're just a flightless bird!
You're not gonna eat me!
That's that. You know what? That's when I say it, you guys laugh at me. When I say, yo, why she can't let that man go be free? Why is she that selfish of a person? Why can't that man go make some kids that look like him? Fuck you. Because he got trapped already and he cares about your life. Don't ever say black men ain't good men. It's crazy, son. Crazy. And my gladiators in.